Hello my loves, welcome to my channel Sun Love Stars and welcome to today's pick a card reading. So in today's pick a card reading we're going to look at the next chapter in your life, kind of like your new life begins, a new chapter in your life, a new season in your life, okay? So I first of all want to look at what chapter is ending, kind of like where you end an old cycle and you begin a new one. Just imagine, everything that we see in nature is also very symbolically for what we go through, because we humans, we are nature. We're maybe just nature with a higher intelligence or a higher IQ than a tree, but it's not a coincidence that our veins look like tree branches and stuff like that. We just have like a higher consciousness than nature, but we are nature. We're made of the same materials as stars. We're made out of stardust, so we are nature. So anything that we see in nature is just a mirror or a reflection of what we go through or what life is all about. So just imagine how we have moon cycles, right? When there's like a new moon and a full moon and a new moon again and a full moon again. And I do want to look at kind of like certain cycles and energies that are ending. It's kind of like a chapter that comes to an end in your life and a new chapter that is beginning. Also be in sync with the seasons, right? Because we are now entering autumn season, but this is just an overall energy where we're going to look at old cycles that are coming to an end, old energies that are coming to an end, and new energies and new cycles, new beginnings, new realities where one reality comes to an end and a new reality is beginning. That's what we're going to look at today, okay? So without further ado, we're going to look at what the next chapter in your life is going to look like, okay? So you can choose between 3 images. If you feel indecisive, go on Google, find a number generator and ask your spirit guides to guide you to the right pile, and the number generator is going to spit out a number in case you feel super duper indecisive today, okay? But without further ado, I'm going to see you in your reading, guys. Hello my lovely pal number 1, welcome to your reading, guys. So if you did not watch the intro, we're basically going to look at the next chapter in your life, okay? Your new life is beginning, the next chapter of your life is starting, a new reality is starting. But before we're going to do that, I want to look at what kind of like old cycle you're leaving behind, okay? So we're looking at energies, so we're basically going to look at cycles and energies that are coming to an end in your life, okay? A chapter that is coming to an end in your life, and then also the new chapter, the new reality, new energy that is surrounding you, okay? That's what we're basically going to look at. We'll find out what your new reality, your new life, your new season is about, okay? But first of all, we're going to look at where did you tie loose ends? What cycles are coming to an end right now, or they already have come to an end, okay? So you're going to see if you're already there or you're still on a journey. But I actually already know the timing because we have a timing card here, which I love when Spirit is talking about timing, or Spirit gives like a hint of some type of timing here. Okay, so let me tap into the energy. First of all, we're looking at what is coming to an end in your life. What cycle is finally done and over. Okay, I'm also hearing this is like a chapter or a lesson or an energy in your life where you officially graduated, kind of like you're officially done with this. This is officially no longer part of your life, no longer a problem, no longer a topic or an issue or whatever, okay? Pile number 1, I pick up a strong energy here where the last couple of months and weeks you have felt very unstable. Now, when I say that, and also please bear with me because this is a general reading and I pick up so much energy, so you have to see what fits you and what is the message for another person here, okay? So with the 5 of Coins and the Cancerian energy, because if you guys are not familiar with astrology, Cancerian energy usually talks about your home, your family, your roots, something that you call home, a place that you call home, people that you call home, people that you call family, you feeling deeply connected to your roots and your ancestors, or you just feeling stable in life, kind of like a stable home, a stable family, or again, feeling very like safe, feeling very safe with the people that are around you, feeling very safe in your environment. That's what Cancerian energy governs. And we have the 5 of Pentacles here, which tells me that the last couple of months and weeks there has been an energy around you, and we're talking about this is coming to an end, right? There has been an energy around you where you felt very unstable, or you felt restless, or you felt you are not safe somewhere, okay? So I pick up a strong energy here, and it's going to be different for all of you what this unsafe energy was, or this feeling of you cannot trust the situation, or you cannot trust, you know, your environment, or something is not safe, something is on shaky ground or on shaky legs, okay? So with the 5 of Coins, I pick up like a strong energy here, and again, it's going to be different for all of you, so I'm going to tap into multiple energies. So for some of you guys, I pick up like a strong energy here where you either have been dealing with an unstable relationship, kind of like you don't know where this relationship is going to go, you don't know how this person feels about you, or you also experienced a lot of disappointment in a relationship. May that even be family, friends, or relationship, like you know, like a romantic relationship here, okay? Because it says insecurity, so you either have been very insecure about how a person feels about you, or you felt very insecure and unsafe at your home, you know, with your family, where you live, either maybe with your finances or at your workplace. There's something about like feeling unsafe and insecure, feeling like you don't know if you can depend on certain people, okay? For some of you guys, again, Cancerian energy rules the family energy, so there could have been a lot of like maybe chaos in your family life, or you could have felt like there's certain people that showed you that you could not depend on them, okay? In your family, you could have felt like, wow, if I really am, you know, down and I really need help emotionally, financially, spiritually, physically, you know, certain family members are nowhere to be found, or certain friends are nowhere to be found, okay? Others of you, this could have also just been an energy where, again, this is not related to your family, but it could just feel like maybe your environment or the place that you live at feels like it's not, you know, something about where somewhere where you live makes you feel unsafe or makes you feel very restless. This could also even be an energy where maybe your neighbors are super duper loud, so you don't perceive your home as like a safe space, but you perceive your home as, oh man, I have to deal with my neighbors again, or I have to deal again with, you know what is going on in my neighborhood and stuff like that, so I don't feel safe in my neighborhood, okay? And for others of you, this is really about like how you went, I feel like you've gone through a lot of disappointments, again, especially when it comes to family members, or especially when it comes to people that you call your family, or that you thought was your soul tribe, your soul family, okay? Because we have the Page of Cups here twice, so this could even be an energy where you have been connected to somebody that you started to really, really like, but they disappointed you over and over again, and I almost want to say you got used to a feeling of disappointment the last couple of months and weeks, okay? And for others of you with the push through, with the first quarter moon in Cancer, push through any insecurities, I feel like you have been really questioning yourself what home really means to you, or you have been looking at people and asking yourself if you really feel at home with them, or maybe certain, you know, certain dynamics have changed, the way you feel about people, the way people feel about you. There have been, I feel like, a lot of changes going on. Okay, now the Cancerian energy also to me feels like, for some of you guys, I'm also picking up a strong energy here where you have realized the last couple of months and weeks, and I want to say, like, I'm literally hearing your spirit guides, they want to say they're so proud of you for doing that, okay? But I pick up like a strong energy here where you have been sitting down, or you have been realizing that there's a lot of, I feel like you have been looking at your childhood and how it is affecting you now. So I feel like for a lot of you guys, you have been realizing a lot of things about your childhood, or how maybe you thought you healed from something, but then it pops back up. Others of you pick up a strong energy here where you have been looking at your childhood and how it has affected you. Something about where you grew up in a home, and you feel like maybe the energy was dysfunctional in your home. Does that make sense? Maybe there was a lot of like chaos, instability, a lot of like emotional turmoil, a lot of changes, maybe even moving from place to place, or a lot of like financial problems where you always have to like be scared of how, you know, the rent is going to get paid. So there's like a lot of instability. I feel like you either grew up with a lot of instability, or you have realized that a lot of insecurities that you have actually come from your childhood and how you grew up, and what you have been taught by your parents, or what you have not been taught by your parents. It could even be an energy where you feel like, oh man, if my parents would have taught me that, my life would look differently. Or does that make sense? Where you just have been looking at your childhood and you feel like, wow, there's certain things that still affect me, or they affect me more than ever, and I need to sit down and I need to, you know, look at, you know, how I grew up and all these like belief systems that I grew up with, or that I have been taught. Or again, the lack of knowledge, where you feel like your parents did not teach you certain things. They did not teach you self-love. They did not teach you, you know, how to make money, or how important it is to, you know, be confident, you know. So you could have also felt like you lack certain knowledge because the way you grew up, circumstances were very, I feel like, very harsh. Or there was like a period in your life, even if it's not your whole childhood, but there was like a very maybe harsh, dark period in your childhood or in your life, and I feel like it has been bubbling up the last couple of months and weeks. Does that make sense? So maybe it was always in the back of your mind, or you didn't really notice, like, you know. Again, I'm hearing your spirit guides are so proud of you, because I feel like for a lot of you guys, I feel like a proud mom right now. Or maybe I'm also picking up like somebody's mom on the other side. I pick up some type of family member or ancestor here is so proud of you, because they have been seeing that you have been sitting down and you have been, you know, questioning why you do certain things, why certain things trigger you with the Page of Swords. You really have been looking inwards, trying to understand why you feel insecure in certain situations, or where your insecurity comes from, okay? And your spirit guides are so freaking proud. I'm literally seeing them smiling down upon you, kind of like, oh my God, we're so proud that you sat down, that you bought this book to learn more about it, okay? Something about where your spirit guides are so proud of you, that you are looking at kind of like an energy, because there's two ways, or two do you know what I'm hearing? I don't know which song this is, but I don't know if you guys know me or if you're new here, but I like 50 Cent. I actually went to his concert in October. I actually went to his concert like a week ago, but there is one song where he says, I grew up without a father, should that make me bitter? So I pick up like a strong energy here where you told yourself, you know what, you know, I cannot change what happened in my past, but I can change what happens in my future. So I feel like a strong energy here where you refuse to be a victim. So there's an energy, maybe you even have been in a victim role at some point, and I don't want to discredit that, because we go through bullshit and we are a victim of circumstances sometimes, and we are a victim of how people treat us, and, you know, what people do for us and what people don't do for us. Or do you know what I mean? So I don't want you guys to think like, you know, you should just, you know, brush it under the rug what certain people have done to you, or how you grew up, or how your childhood was. But there is a certain point in time where you make a decision if your past is either going to hold you back, or your past is going to make you stronger. So I feel like a strong energy of like, I refuse to for example, become like my mom or become like my dad, or I refuse to be as toxic as my family. I refuse to let this disappointment make me bitter, or I refuse to let this disappointment make me not believe in God or not believe in love. Does it make sense where you realize, like, you know what? This person really screwed me over, but I'm not gonna let them win, or I'm not going to let them affect my future. They maybe have affected my past, but I'm not going to let this person affect my future. Okay, and I'm hearing there's a lot of grace in that. Your spirit guides are so proud of you. They see so much grace and so much love. They're so proud of you that you still believe in love and still believe in friendship and still believe in family. Even though you've gone through these harsh energies, even though you've gone through these disappointments, okay? For some of you guys, I feel like a strong energy here, a big lesson that you have learned is that you can, if there's nobody to rely on, you can rely on yourself. That's a strong message that I pick up here with the Five of Coins, kind of like, you know, when nobody has your back, that you have your back. Or something about the last couple of months and weeks you've realized, like, for example, where you always thought, oh, you need the support from a person to make it. You know, you need, for example, let's say, I'm just going to give one example, very simple, okay? It could be all kinds of things in your life. For example, you have gym anxiety, and you told yourself, like, you need a gym buddy to go to the gym. And this is also maybe a lesson that you've learned over the course of the last couple of years and not just the last couple of months. But let's say, for example, you have gym anxiety and you told yourself, okay, if I have a gym buddy, I can go to the gym and I can do this. But without a gym buddy, I cannot overcome my gym anxiety. Does that make sense? And then, for example, your gym buddy is disappointing you. All of a sudden, they don't want to, you know, like, they don't want to put in the work anymore. They don't come to every, you know, like, appointment that you guys make. Or this person is, how do you say that, standing you off or canceling plans and stuff like that. And then you realize, wow, if I really want to, you know, if I really want to achieve my goals, maybe I do have to do this alone, or maybe I do have to do this alone for a couple of months or weeks until I find a new gym buddy. So you have been really realizing the last couple of months and weeks how strong you actually are, because you had to be strong, because people were not there for you, or there was a particular person that really disappointed you. You thought this was your business partner. You thought you would travel with this person. You thought this person would be there to, I don't know, help you. And all of a sudden you realize, like, wow, I really have to do this on my own. And then you do it on your own, and then you realize, wow, I'm actually capable of doing this on my own. Does that make sense? Where you feel like an energy of, like, independence. Like, I'm hearing, I'm a survivor, I'm not gonna give up, I'm not gonna stop, I'm not gonna stop, I'm gonna work harder, I'm a survivor, I'm gonna make it, I will survive, keep on surviving. Okay, so I pick up, like, a strong energy here, where a big or a huge lesson that you've realized is that you are capable of doing things on your own, or you are capable of achieving things on your own, or something about how strong you actually are. There's an energy where you look back at the last couple of months and weeks and years where you realize, wow, I'm really a badass, like, in a good way. Oh, there's this one book, what is it called? I'm a Badass at Making Money. Maybe that's a significant book here. The color yellow could also be significant. I don't know why. Something about, like, I'm a badass, I can do it. And I even want to say, I would not be surprised if you tell me that you used to have, like, a very sweet personality, or you had, can I say something? I even pick up, like, an energy here where you used to have, like, a very sweet aesthetic. And when I say that, this could be like the way you the way you decorate your room, or the way you do your hair, or the way you do your makeup. And I feel like you've gotten a little bit edgier, but it just shows, like, your strength, kind of like a warrior that has tattoos on his arms that make him look edgy, but it is because of all the wars that he has won, but it shows in tattoos. Oh, that's interesting, because you're pile number 1, but the tattoos, like, pile number 3 has, like, an image of tattoos. So maybe you've been drawn to pile number 3, or there's, like, a strong connection here. Oh, do you know what it is? I feel like this is your next chapter here, and after this chapter, then pile number 3 is gonna start for you, if that makes sense. Anyway, so this is what I'm picking up here, kind of like where you wear your scars proudly, like I overcame that without help or without the love of a person, without the, like support of a person, without people clapping for me, without the financial help for people. Instead of finding yourself being bitter that people didn't help you, you actually see how strong you are on your own. Does that make sense? That's what I'm picking up here, because this card says this chapter is making you the most powerful version of yourself. What you will learn, others will be grateful to teach you. So this last chapter was all about showing you how strong you are, kind of like where you almost underestimated yourself, like you underestimated how strong you are, you underestimated how much money you can make by yourself, you underestimated yourself. Does that make sense? And then you overcome all of these challenges, and then you realize, wow, I'm really strong, or I'm really good at being alone, or I'm really good at handling things on my own, I'm really good at, overcoming messy and tricky situations. I'm really good at improvising because I had to. Does that make sense? How do you know that you're good at improvising when you don't have to improvise? I'm hearing, how do you call it? I'm being brought to the term, yeah, I'm hearing the word survival artist. Okay, something about, in this process you've become a survival artist, or you've become really good at improvising, or you've become really good at kind of like an energy where almost as if you lose the fear of doing things on your own, or you lose the fear of what happens when I have nobody. Like, when I have nobody, what do I do then? Does that make sense? And then you realize, wow, I'm so strong on my own. I'm so strong because I have my spirit guides around me. So I will never fear that situation again. So you will never fear loneliness, or you will never fear to be alone, or you will kind of like where you don't panic when a person doesn't have your back, because you have your back. Does that make sense? That's what I'm picking up here very, very strongly. And I feel like you are falling in love, or you have fallen in love with yourself in the process, kind of like where you are falling in love with how strong you are, or you're falling in love with how capable you are. You're falling, I feel like in the process you really have fallen in love with yourself, kind of like where you develop certain character traits, or you look at yourself and you realize, wow, as if you fall in love with your own grace, or you fall in love with kind of like where you start to see your own beauty, or you start to see your own strength in the mirror, because we have here, you're falling in love very soon. For others of you, I pick up like a strong energy here. This is so interesting. For some of you guys, you even have fallen in love with certain insecurities because you overcame them. I pick up like a strong energy where spirit wanted you to fall in love with yourself again. So there could even be an energy where some of you guys, you have fallen out of love with somebody recently. Yeah, that's what I'm picking up here for some of you guys. I pick up a strong energy where you have fallen out of love with somebody. Oh my God. And in the process, you fell in love with yourself. Does that make sense? Because when you are in love with somebody, and there's nothing wrong with it, I'm just saying, I feel like you have been, very mesmerized or in love with somebody for some of you guys, and then you realize that the bond is not strong enough, or that this person is disappointing you over and over and over again, and you cannot rely on them. And then you realize, well, this person might be a very beautiful person. There's something lacking in this connection. And I feel like a strong energy here where you realize maybe what is lacking in this connection is something that you have to give yourself, like, wow, whoa, 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 whoa. Almost as if you have been seeking stability, kind of like emotional stability, a shoulder to cry on with a person around you. You have been looking for a person to support you financially, or to help you out somehow, some way, and you didn't find it. Oh my God, there's this one song. What is it called? Give me a moment, guys, because I'm just channeling a song. This is freaking crazy. This is crazy. Give me a moment. Oh wow, I don't know what the song is called. I hope I can find it. I'm going to put it somewhere in the description box or here. This song talks about, he says, I couldn't get nowhere, wouldn't get growing. My eyes just wouldn't show me just where I'm going. I was blinded with your hair, trying to find what isn't there. And then he says something about, I found me when you left me. That's what I'm hearing. I found me when you left me. Or something about you tried to look for stability in a relationship, in your family, in your home, and maybe this place couldn't give you what you have been looking for, so you started to learn to give it to yourself. Does that make sense? For example, if you want like the energy of like a strong man who's like, you know, I don't know, giving you stability and is a shoulder to cry on, you started to embrace that yourself. You started to embrace this masculine energy within you. Does that make sense? Where you started to embrace this masculine energy within you, that you have your own, that you give yourself a hug, or that you have your own back, or that you fight for yourself. If nobody's fighting for you, you fight for yourself because you believe in love. And if you believe in love, you believe in fighting for you. Does that make sense? That's what I'm picking up, is something about what other people could not give to you. You gave it to yourself. I'm also hearing be the love you never received. So for some of you guys, you learned to be the love you never received. Okay, you didn't receive this support and this love from the people that you thought you would get it from. And then you realized, wow, you know, because if this was me, I would have done it differently. Like, I have so much love in my heart, and I have so much support in my heart and in my soul that I want to give to people. And then you realize, wait a minute, why don't I give this love and this support to myself? In fact, I actually have to do that. If I want to survive, I need to nurture myself. I need to give myself love. I need to support myself. I need to make myself strong. If I cannot rely on another person's strong arms, I need to grow my own strong arms. Does that make sense? If I cannot depend on a person to hug me, I need to hug me. Okay, for the time being, until I find my soul tribe, is what I'm picking up here. And again, I feel like there's something about you falling in love with the version that you are becoming in the process. Kind of like, wow, you know what, my childhood was not easy, but I love how humble my childhood made me. Or, you know, my childhood or the last couple of months and weeks have not been easy, but, you know, I'm so proud of the person that I've become. You know, I'm now really, really smart with how I spend money and stuff like that. I'm really good at making the most out of little money. Or I'm now really good at, you know, health, because I was going through a lot of health issues, and now I am a health expert. You know, I used to have a lot of mental health issues, or I felt very unstable mentally, you know, and my childhood or the situation was not good. But the wisdom that I got from that, I'm so proud that I'm so wise in the health department. I'm so proud that I'm so wise. Or I'm so proud that I became so good at improvising. Does that make sense? Or something about I may have not had a stable, you know, home, or I didn't have like the stability that I have been looking for, but it made me a very spontaneous person. It made me a person I can adapt very easily to changes and circumstances changing. Does that make sense? Or it's easy for me to move on because, you know, kind of like an energy where you have to move from home to home to home to home to home, or you move multiple times, so you don't know the feeling of feeling settled down and rooted, which you seek or which you look for, but at the same time you're really good at moving to different countries and adapting very easily. Does that make sense? So you're basically like falling in love, like, wow, I really like that about myself. I find this, like, this is such a cool character trait, this is such a cool talent that I got out of it, or I got so much wisdom that I wouldn't have had if I didn't go through these challenges. Does that make sense? So I feel like you've fallen in love with yourself somehow, some way, or you grew to really love yourself, or you grew to, I don't know, give yourself the love that you never received because you believe in love. Okay, so you believe in the energy of love, and you realize I cannot just, you know, give other people love and not give love to myself, you know, is what I'm picking up here. Okay, one last thing that I also pick up here, because we have the lion here, it says time to act, and then we have a wish is granted. Okay, so for some of you guys, I pick up a strong energy here. Oh, one more thing that I also want to say about the whole falling in love with yourself. I also feel like for some of you guys, whatever this very unstable, shaky energy was in your life, may that be with your family, with your friends, with your finances and stuff like that, bouncing from one job to the other and stuff like that. But again, it means that when you bounce from one job to the other, you have a lot of you have a lot of knowledge. Wait, you have a little knowledge about a lot of things. Does that make sense? For example, and you really like that because you're really good at, you know, adapting to new colleagues and, you know, starting conversations, because you always have to adapt, so you're really good at adapting. Does that make sense? And then you realize, well, I actually really like that about myself. That's actually a really cool thing, you know, and I can actually use that to my advantage, even though, you know, it was not fun to gain this wisdom. Okay, now with the Temperance card here, it says art. I feel like for some of you guys, there could even be an energy, and you might still be in that energy, because we have here a timing card here, which is December. Okay, so we're going to talk about it. That's your new chapter. I feel like for a lot of you guys, there could even be an energy where certain projects have been born in you feeling so shaky, or you feeling so unstable or so disappointed by people, kind of like where you channel your disappointment into art, you know, kind of like, well, if you don't have my back, you know, at least I have my back, or I need to vent, or I need to put my emotions out on paper, and then you create art. And then when you look at this art piece, you're so proud of yourself, or you love this art piece, you know, it comes from pain and from disappointment, but this art piece is just magnificent. Does it make sense? So for some of you guys, there could even be an energy where the last chapter made you a survival artist, or just an artist in general, where you started to create stuff and you started to, you know, like channel your disappointment into things. And it's kind of like where maybe other things started to grow instead of what you thought would grow. If you thought this relationship would grow, this friendship would grow, your bond with a family would grow, with a family member would grow, something else grew in that process. Okay. So yeah, with the Temperance card here, I also pick up, this could even be an energy where your connection to your spirit guides grew a lot stronger, where you disconnected more from other people, but your connection to your spirit guides is stronger than ever, is what I'm picking up here. Or that you realize, well, if I cannot rely on certain people, but I can always rely on God, I can always rely on the universe. Does it make sense? And then you lose your fear of being alone, or relying on yourself, or even losing your fear of relying on your spirit guides, where you're like, well, my spirit guides are in spirit and I cannot see them, so it's hard for me to trust. I would rather have a person in front of me that I can trust. Does that make sense? And I think there has been like a change in your mind where you realize, wow, when my spirit guides say they come through, and it like kind of like takes your fear away. There's something about your fear of instability, or your fear of what happens next, or your fear of doing something on your own. I feel like you are overcoming that, and that makes you invincible in the next chapter of your life. Okay. For others of you, what I wanted to mention is, for some of you guys, you've also realized how you are watching people fulfill their wishes instead of fulfilling your own wishes. Does that make sense? So I feel like for a lot of you guys, you have been realizing, man, I see other people doing big things. I see other people, you know, moving across countries. I've seen other people open up their own coffee shop. I see other people, like, I don't know, creating their own art, gallery, their own exhibition. I've seen people, like, I see a lot of people doing a lot of things, and I would want to do that, but certain insecurities are holding me back. And again, I feel like instead of saying, well, I have insecurities that hold me back, you told yourself, I have insecurities. How am I going to get over my insecurities so I can do that? So you're not just stopping at the realization I have insecurities. You're like, okay, these are my insecurities. What are we going to do about it? And I've really worked on overcoming a specific insecurity that held you back from really living your life, okay? Or something about from making your imagination a reality. That's what I'm picking up here, okay? Or to create the art that you always wanted to create, or something about to create the life that you always wanted to create, okay? So for some of you guys, you realized, I don't just want to watch people, okay? I want to be a main character myself. Does that make sense? So you don't want to watch main characters, you want to become a main character yourself. And here we go. That's the next chapter. Part number 1, being a main character, because you choose to be a main character. It's kind of like an energy. I choose to go after my dreams, okay? I'm not just, like wishing for my dreams to come true. I'm going after them. I'm taking action. Okay, I'm going after them. I'm taking action. I'm not just watching people do it. I'm going to do it myself too, and I'm going to do it my own way. Okay, or something about even not taking a no for an answer, where someone says you can, there's only one way to do something, and you're like, no, I'm going to find my own unique way. Okay. So something about where you don't take no for an answer, or you don't stop when you realize, man, my mental health is not good, and that's why I cannot do X, Y, and Z. So you sat down, told yourself, okay, I need to focus on my mental health so that I can do X, Y, and Z. Does that make sense? And your spirit guides are so proud of you. Okay, something about you are the reason why your wishes are granted, because you don't stop. Okay, you learned not to stop, you learned how to improvise, you learned how to be spontaneous, you learned how to try different things, you know, and not just taking no for an answer immediately just because one thing doesn't work. For example, like one medicine doesn't work, and then you say, oh, I'm never gonna, you know, heal from something. Then you try a different medicine and a different medicine and a different medicine. Does that make sense? Kind of like where you learn to endure, where you learn to experiment and improvise, okay, and to not take no for an answer just because something is not easy. So again, your spirit guides are so incredibly proud of you. Also, I see someone creating beautiful artwork, and art can be literally anything. It could be a poem, a book, music, even the way you dress, you know. It became a whole practice of, like, you know, expressing what you've gone through and stuff like that. So there's something about like art being born out of these circumstances, or art being born out of you overcoming your insecurities, or looking at your insecurities, like, you know, with a book or with a candle and stuff like that. So again, your spirit guides are so freaking proud of you. Number one, I just feel like you really learned how to ground yourself, or how to give yourself a sense of stability. Does it make sense? Kind of like where you do a certain routine that makes you feel calm, or makes you feel grounded, or gives you some type of stability, where you gave yourself some type of stability. It's kind of like you realize that there's like a substitute for what you're looking for, or that you have the ability to give yourself the support, the love, and the stability that you're looking for, just with certain practices that you are doing. Again, it's kind of like a substitute for the time being, until you find like people that you can rely on, or people that you can trust, in case you felt like there's like, because I feel like there was something about like not feeling like you cannot depend on certain people, but then you realized the most important thing is that you can depend on yourself, or that you keep your promise to yourself, or that you give love to yourself, and that you're not looking at, again, there's nothing wrong with wanting love and wanting, you know, I don't know, like a sexy partner by your side, but for the time being, you know, how can you make the best out of the situation for the time being, where something is not there yet in your life? Okay, so some of you guys, I also pick up a strong energy here of not feeling like you have to prove yourself anymore. For some of you guys, you could have felt like you are seeking the validation, or you are seeking the approval of your family members, or if you're almost as if you're looking for the approval, or you're looking for the validation, or you're looking for the yay, good job, or congratulations from a family member or from people around you, and you realize that it doesn't really matter to you anymore. Does that make sense? Something about where the most important thing that matters to you is how you are proud of yourself, or how you are, you know, like happy with your decisions, or how you are content with, you know, what you've done. Something about that, it's important, like how you feel about you. That's the most important thing. And then of course it's beautiful to get feedback, but you don't rely on it in order to feel good, or in order to feel accomplished, or in order to feel successful, or in order to feel like you're doing something right, you know. Like the bond to yourself is so strong. And you know what they say? They say if you are, I don't really know where this comes from, or I cannot recall where this quote comes from, but I'm hearing, if you are at war with the world, make sure you're not at war with yourself. So there's something about, in the process, you've become your best friend. Because sometimes we are our own worst enemy, right? Where people could be clapping for you, but you are criticizing yourself in your head all the time, or you are giving yourself unvalid criticism, like, you know, it's not constructive criticism, but it's like too much, or kind of like an energy where you love yourself, you know, like you will overcome any enemy, because enemies can only, you know, like how do you say that, enemies can only really, you know, affect you when there's like a little enemy within you. And I feel like you've made peace with yourself to the point where people in the outside can no longer like disturb your peace, or the way that you look at yourself, or this feeling of love within you, okay? Because you've made peace with yourself, so nobody can start a war with you, right? But if there's already like a little meanie within you, and you might be still in the process, okay, but you're gonna get there. You're thinking about you know, you not fighting with yourself within you. So it's a lot harder for people to pick a fight with you because you're not fighting with yourself within you. Does that make sense? You made peace with the reflection in the mirror. So if other people are fighting, it's a lot harder for them to get to you because there's no fight within you. So it's kind of like there's peace within you. Even if there's like shaky or unstable energy, or even if someone is disappointing you, it doesn't affect your peace, or it doesn't affect your trust or your belief. Okay, this is freaking beautiful. I love it so much. Anyway, let's look at your next chapter. Whoa, pile number 1. Like I'm speechless. Pile number 1, I'm freaking speechless. I don't know. I'm just gonna show you the cards. Okay, I'm just going to show you the cards. So we have here the last quarter moon in Capricorn. Also, if you feel like you want to dive a little bit more into the energy that I'm feeling here, look at the energy of Cancer and Capricorn, because Cancer and Capricorn are opposing signs. So if you want to dive a little bit deeper into it, just look at how there's like what kind of connection Cancerian energy has with Capricorn energy, or for some of you guys, you already know what this is all about, okay? But we have your last quarter moon in Capricorn, leave the past behind. You see, there's something about this new chapter is all about how your new life feels like a clean slate, because you are not replaying certain things in your mind. Does that make sense? You wake up with a fresh, new, clean canvas in the morning, metaphorically speaking, where your mind is not, replaying things from the past because you made peace with it. Does that make sense? So you wake up in the morning with fresh new energy, with fresh new eyes, with fresh new expectations, with fresh new ideas. There's something about waking up in the morning and no longer replaying something, or when you lay in bed in the evening, you're not replaying something in your head. And if you do, it's only to imagine things into existence, but not to think about, things in the past or things that you could have done differently and stuff like that, because you made peace with maybe the fact that you didn't know better and you were young, or that like you are allowed to make mistakes. We don't come to earth with like a instruction or with like like a guidebook per se, and even if we do, we're not perfect, so we shouldn't seek perfectionism, if that makes sense. So there's something about waking up in the morning with a clean energy, like not feeling like something is weighing you down from the past or something. Yeah, that's what it is. Even this energy of like feeling like you don't carry your childhood with you, or you don't carry like the bad stuff that happened to you with you. You carry the wisdom with you, but not like replaying it over and over again, and then almost like experiencing it over and over again because you are replaying it. Does that make sense? It's kind of like, okay, it was not good, or it was not amazing, but the wisdom I carry with me, and I realized that every morning is a new beginning. That's what it feels like to me. Every morning is a new beginning, or waking up with a very fresh new energy, or something about you wake up without certain insecurities, which is so beautiful because you don't feel like anything is holding you back anymore, or in a particular area in your life, okay? Capricorn, which is funny, is also all about stability, but more so like financial stability. Capricorn is also a person who is building, okay? Capricorn is the builder energy. I'm hearing Bob the Builder. An energy of like, maybe I didn't have the money to buy a house, but I learned how to build my own house. Or maybe certain people didn't invite me to their table, but I learned how to build my own table. So you basically became a builder, okay? You became a person that can build things from scratch, or that can build things from nothing, or that can rebuild things, reconstruct things, kind of like rebuild your confidence, reconstruct, or kind of like healing your inner child. So you can kind of like, almost as if you are building, like a place for you, or like an energy for you right now to heal your inner child. Does that make sense? So you have become a builder in the process. You have become a person who can rebuild and reconstruct things, or you've become a person that is very good at finding a substitute, or finding like a different alternative to somehow heal, or to somehow succeed, or to somehow survive, okay, is what I'm picking up here. A lot of you guys, your new chapter again is definitely about you being the main character and not being the side character anymore, because you told yourself, you know what, I don't want to be a side character anymore. I'm going to make myself the main character because I'm going to be the main focus of the day. You know, I'm going to replay, where I'm going to, you know, imagine things in my mind where I'm the main character. You know, I no longer want to be the side character. I'm the main character in my own life. Now, the Queen of Swords is also telling me this is all about mental clarity, feeling like you are found, feeling like you know what to do. I also feel like you've become a lot more disciplined, or a lot more structured, a lot more organized. Is what I'm picking up here, because again, for example, if you feel like, man, everything is unstable around me, the best thing that you can do is create like an order and a structure that gives you a sense of stability, right? If you have like a morning routine that you do every morning, it's kind of like, it gives you a sense of stability. You can rely on that, right? You can rely on this taking place, even though other things in your life are unpredictable. So there's something about you found a way to find mental clarity, or to become mentally very, very strong, very focused, very clear, like a crystal clear vision, or again, where you know how to calm your mind down whenever you need to, you know how to be focused whenever you need to. But with the Queen of Swords, you're definitely becoming not just the main character, but also a teacher. Okay, so for some of you guys, it's also about you becoming a teacher. Again, something about where you become a teacher and you teach other people. Okay, so your new chapter could also be about you teaching other people. So you're basically becoming some type of mentor, is what I'm picking up here. Okay, or something about where maybe people look down upon you, but I feel like you're becoming the person that people look up to. Okay, because you made it out of some type of like very harsh circumstances. They're like, wow, you must be so strong. How did you do that? Okay. Pile number 1, I'm shocked right now. When the cards came out, I was fucking shocked. I'm gonna be honest. We have the King of Coins here. Okay, and if you don't know nothing about tarot, the King of Coins, wow, that's stability on another level. Okay, the King of Coins does not worry about his future because he determines where his future goes, or kind of like where he puts so much effort into building something that he can just the King of Pentacles does not worry about the future, okay? The King of Pentacles put so much effort and energy into something that it created like a safe haven for him. Okay, so we have the King of Pentacles here and the Ten of Pentacles. What the front door is going on here? Okay, what the front door is going on here? Pile number 1. And then we have December here. Let me actually show you all the cards that I'm seeing here. I'm shocked, okay? We have December here. So your new chapter, your new life could begin in the month of December, or December is a very significant month for you here. Wow. We have your honor and respect will come to you. The crown, I told you. I'm hearing, instead of you being the one in the gutter, you're the one that got out of the gutter. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm picking up here. So I also feel like there's a big change happening in your reputation. And then we have the card here, this ideal offer or person will lead you to wealth and a full bank account. Listen, this deck has like, there's like 80 cards that could have come out, and we have this ideal offer or person will lead you to wealth and a full bank account. Listen, if you have been worried about money, I don't know what to tell you. I'm seeing a lot of money here. I'm gonna be very honest, okay? Or I'm seeing a lot of, even if it's not like big money, I'm seeing like stability, okay? Like I'm picking up the energy here, pile number 1. The next chapter of your life, you're going to really enjoy feeling powerful, okay? Because we have the Four of Pentacles here again, where maybe in the past you felt like weak, or you felt like there's nothing that you can do, and then you realize there's a lot that you can actually do, okay? Even if it's indirectly, where you could have done, or you realize that you can do a lot of things indirectly in certain situations in your life. So the Four of Pentacles is definitely telling me something about you feeling extremely powerful, okay? You're feeling like, wow, you're feeling like you're not afraid of anything because you know you are powerful, or you know that you are smart, or you know that you always have good ideas. You can make it out of any situation is what I'm picking up here, okay? There's something about, look at that energy. We have practice self-care and you will start to glow. So in your new chapter, you practice so much self-care in your last chapter that in your next chapter, you're just glowing, okay? You're just glowing, you're just shining, okay? It could be very easy for you to make money in your new chapter, or it could be very easy for you to have a lot of ideas, something about where there's like an overflow of ideas how to make a lot of money, multiple sources of income, or it's very easy for you to convince people in a position of power because you stand there with grace, you stand there with, you know, I really like myself and I like what I do and I like how I speak and I like the art that I create and I believe in the art that I create, or something about the proof is in the pudding, or you have like a very strong aura that convinces people. Okay, so for some of you guys, I also pick up a strong energy here. The next chapter of your life with the 10 of Pentacles is about you building your own family. Something about where you maybe again felt like your family was not stable or didn't give you the emotional stability, or something about like bring even an energy, even if you didn't have any problems with your family. I even pick up an energy where you are the one in your family that brings a lot of like wealth and stability to your family. Does that make sense? So you're basically bringing stability and safety, a feeling of safety, like a safety net to your family or to a specific family member. And this person's gonna be so grateful for you. I feel like you're becoming even like a role model for certain family members in your life, okay? For others of you, this is a strong energy of like building your own home, or finding home, okay? Finding home, building your own home. I'm seeing you here like having your own apartment and your soul trap and your soul family is coming home, is what I'm picking up here. Or like your soul trap and your soul family is coming over to your home, and you know, you're sitting there with a glass of wine and stuff like that, and you're just again really soaking in that stability, kind of like you are stable with your home, or you enjoy this emotional stability that you don't have mood swings because you really worked on it, or you enjoy this mental stability that it's, you know, there's constant peace, or or you always know how to return back to peace even if things are chaotic around you. So it's like a feeling of I feel safe and I feel stable in my mental health or in my emotional health, and you really enjoy that. You really enjoy this feeling, and this could also again show in you having very stable relationships, very stable friendships, very stable you know, a very stable income. Or again, I also feel like for a lot of you guys, it's also about like having multiple sources of income, seeing four sources of income, okay? Something about where you are creating a life where you have multiple sources of income, because again you realize that you cannot just rely on one income, or you cannot just rely on one person. So why not maybe have put your eggs in multiple baskets, or have multiple sources of income? Does that make sense? So you experience a lot more abundance because you learned not to rely just on one thing. Some people only rely on one thing and that works out for them, but they will never experience the abundance that you get from doing multiple things or having multiple sources of income. Does that make sense? Or where your life can look, you know, a lot more colorful because you do a lot more things, and you don't just rely on, again, on, for example, on one type of friend circle, where you maybe have multiple friend circles, and they're all kind of a little bit different, but they all fulfill like this person, that where you have like almost as if you have multiple personalities in quotation marks, but you find like different people that fulfill this within you, or that you can share it with. Does it make sense? So it's not just like you are friends with one person and there's a lot of things that you do have in common, but there's also a lot of things that you don't have in common, so you don't really feel alive as the fashionista within you because you don't share that with that person. Does that make sense? So you're gonna feel alive because you express everything of you. You express like I don't know, the cooker, the person who likes to cook and be at home and bake bread and stuff like that, that you could not share with other people. Does that make sense? But you branch out to see different people, so you find somebody and then you can you know, express this version of you, like the person who likes to bake bread, and then you feel like a housewife or whatever. So you embrace that version of you, and then you embrace another version of you and another version of you. So I feel like maybe there's even an energy where you acknowledge that you are a very, very you are a person, you have like multiple personalities. And when I say that, what I mean by that is, like, I'm even being brought to somebody who likes to wear costumes, or who likes to, again, I don't know, like, embrace different aspects of themselves and not just like, oh, that's who I am, and you know, I don't embrace that version of myself, like the wild one and then the timid one, and then I want to embrace like the healer within me, and then I want to embrace the party chick within me, and then I want to embrace the mother within me. Does that make sense? Is what I'm picking up here. So yeah, there's something about in your new chapter in your life, you make a lot of money, you have very brilliant ideas, and also something about executing plans. Okay, in your past you could have been having a lot of ideas and not executing plans because maybe you were scared to execute plans. Again, something about overcoming a fear, and all of a sudden you execute your plans, you are very focused, very committed, and you see the fruits of your labor is what I'm picking up here. Okay, so there's something about building your own family, or something about I'm also hearing having a very colorful family, or a very colorful friend circle that makes you extremely happy because your soul is very colorful, you know. Some people, and again, there's nothing wrong with it, I'm just saying that you are the type of person, you have a very colorful personality, and in order for you to really, you know, like feel alive, I feel like you have to express different versions of you, if that makes sense. Okay, so yeah, we have your honor and respect will come to you. So I feel like there's also something changing about your reputation here. Okay, I'm seeing like this is literally you going from having nothing to having everything, but what you did is you made something out of nothing, or you found a way to make something work with what you have and not wait for circumstances to be ideal, or you didn't wait for you to, kind of like an energy where yes, we do need money in order to make lots and lots of money, but we do what we need the most is imagination, right? Every person that you see with a big amount of money, what started that whole journey was a thought and an idea, not the money. First of all, we have the thought and the idea, and everything else, you know, comes with it. Okay, and again, something about improvising. Just because I don't have the money now doesn't mean that I'm not gonna find a way to have the money in the future, and I'm still gonna follow that path until, you know, Spirit is helping me to find the money to invest, and then I can build it on that ground, and then I can build the next stone and the next stone and the next stone. Does that make sense? Kind of like you started the journey without knowing how it's gonna go, or where you're gonna get certain resources, or something about like where you trusted, okay, I don't just want to, you know, like dismiss that idea just because I don't know every step of the way. I'm going to walk this path and I'm going to see how it's going to go. Kind of like an energy where you discover before you judge. That's what it is. You discover before you judge. There you go. And that's why you find a path to your soul tribe, to big amounts. Like, listen, I don't know what's going on here. I'm seeing someone here being like a business owner, self-employed. You're making money in different areas, like almost as if you, for some of you guys, you don't even know what I'm talking about. This might be an energy that is coming to you in the month of December. Multiple sources of income, an idea that turns out to bring a lot of money to you, a lot of stability to you. You manifesting your dream apartment, you having like a beautiful, beautiful apartment, or you being very, very happy about, like, again, like the people that you call family, or the family that you chose for yourself, and that you didn't settle for breadcrumbs, or that you didn't settle for certain things in the past and you moved on from it instead of settling. Okay, that you were brave enough to discover and go out there and look for more and dare to be more and have more and do more. Okay, wow. So again, I'm seeing like someone here, listen, I don't know what's going on here, but I see a lot of money, I see a beautiful apartment, I see business partners, business opportunities. Even if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's coming to you in the future. I'm seeing someone here being very, very successful with their business, being self-employed, quitting their job, having their own, you know, and even if you still have your job, you will still have a different source of income that you don't know of yet. Okay, because it's a path of discovery. Okay, let me get one more card here. I'm seeing we here also getting the attention of a person that is very wealthy, or very because again, you know how I think it's called Shark Tank, you know how sometimes there's a person with a lot of money but they don't have imagination, and what they need is an artist, right? What they need is like a person with a lot of imagination. Okay, so for some of you guys, this could even be an energy where two energies collide. You are the one with the imagination and another person is the one with the resources, and then you guys come together. Does it make sense? Where one person's like, man, I'm not good at creating stuff. I don't have any creativity. I maybe have the resources, but I don't have the idea. And then you have the idea, but you don't have the resources, okay? Something along those lines is what I'm picking up here. But again, there's something about feeling so at peace because you feel safe. You love your neighborhood, or you love your apartment, or you can sleep peacefully, or you wake up peacefully because you don't worry about certain things, or you don't worry about your stability, you don't worry about money. Again, because you just, you know that you're good at making it, or you know you're good at improvising, at surviving and stuff like that. Okay. What is the next chapter of pile number 1's life about? Give me one more card. Look at that. The Queen of Cups. And then we have the Seven of Pentacles here. Yeah, there's something about where your mind can rest, or your soul can rest, or your spirit can rest, and you're no longer like, again, restless because you feel like you're not stable. This is about like resting, being peaceful with the money that you make, being peaceful with where you live, being peaceful with the people that you call family, feeling at home in your own body, feeling at home in your mind, feeling at home in your soul, feeling at home with the people around you, okay? And just enjoying it. I feel like this is an energy, the next chapter of your life is just enjoying everything that you've built and enjoying, all the healing that took place. You put so much energy into healing, and now you just enjoy the fruits of your labor. Or this mental health, this, mental clarity. You're just enjoying it, okay? So pile number 1, that's all I have for you guys. I hope you like this reading. Again, I feel like December is a big month for you. There could be a big amount of money coming to you in the month of December. You could find your dream apartment or manifest your dream apartment in the month of December. I don't know if it's this December or next December. I think it's this December, but again, consult with your spirit guides. This is a general reading. Okay. I'm also hearing something about like celebrating Christmas with people that feel like family to you, okay? Celebrating Christmas with people that feel like family to you, or celebrating New Year's Eve with people that feel like family to you, especially if you have been wishing for something like that, okay? Or again, finding your dream apartment, your dream neighborhood, okay? Finding home. That's what it feels like to me here. Because I'm being brought to Nemo. Didn't Nemo try to find home? Or yeah, I'm being brought to like Disney movies where people try to find home. Okay, so let's see. Let me get one more card here. What is pile number 1's next chapter in life all about? So again, December is a big month for you. A big month for you when it comes to, look at that, we have an exciting event, a gong, and then we have you should accept valid criticism. Yeah, that's what it is. Because with the you should accept valid criticism, this is kind of like an energy where we have here an exciting event, the gong. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. And then we have the cup here, and it says you should accept valid criticism. And I feel like that's what you did. You had a conversation with yourself, and you, how do you call that? You accepted valid criticism from yourself is what I'm picking up here. Or you even realized that certain things that people have said to you, maybe they were valid in what they said to you, but maybe not the way they said it to you, but what they said to you. So it's kind of like don't shoot the messenger, or something about where you sat down with something that triggered you, and then you realized, wow, in this trigger is my breakthrough. In me accepting this criticism is my breakthrough. That's what you did. Congratulations, pile number 1. But with this energy, I also feel like an energy of like sipping tea or sipping wine or sipping coffee and just enjoying, again, the stability, the silence in your mind in a good way, or just enjoying like, I don't know, where you don't have to question how a person feels for you because you found a person that is very emotionally mature. They always tell you how they feel. Does that make sense? Something about feeling stable with your family, your home, your friendships, with the money that you make, okay, and just like sitting there with your cup of coffee, your cup of tea, on the balcony or whatever, or with your glass of wine and just enjoying the view. That's what it feels like to me here, okay? So pile number 1, I'm so proud of you, honestly. You can really look forward to winter season here, just in general. Even if it's not December, I feel like this winter season is going to be amazing, just freaking beautiful. Okay, and if you feel connected to or guided to check out pile number 3, go ahead and do it, because I talked about tattoos. But anyway, I love you guys. Thank you for being here. I'm going to see you in my next one, and I wish you a lovely day. Bye. Hello my lovely pile number 2, welcome to your reading, guys. So if you did not watch the intro, we're going to look at the next chapter of your life, like a new life is beginning, a new cycle, new energy, a new chapter, a new season that is beginning for you guys. But I also want to look at what chapter you are closing right now, kind of like where you tie the knots. This is the last couple of weeks and days where a cycle is ending. Certain energies are no longer part of your life, no longer part of your daily life. Certain things are just not part of your life anymore. Certain cycles are ending, certain things are just ending in your life in general, and then there's new things that are beginning, right? So I first of all want to look at the chapter that is ending in your life, and then we're going to look at your new chapter, your new life, the new season, okay? Because I want to know the whole story. Okay, so give me a moment here, guys. So pile number 2, there's a lot of energy coming through. Okay, so please bear with me. This is a reading for a lot of people, so make sure that you decode and decipher which message is for you, okay? Because I pick up a lot of energy, but I want to show you the cards first, and then we're gonna talk about everything. So we have your first quarter moon in Capricorn, and it says unleash your kindest self. Okay, I don't know how much you guys can see. Then we have your big money is coming, money magic is working, money miracles. Okay. What am I seeing here? Okay, I'm so proud of you guys. Like even pile number 1, the energy was so beautiful that it's like you don't even believe it. But anyway, we're going to talk about everything. So we have here, I am strong, I am a winner, I am fierce, I'm full of energy. Practice positive affirmations, cast a spell onto yourself. Okay. There's a few other cards here, but these are the ones that I wanted to show you. So pile number 2, again, a lot of energy coming to me, so please bear with me. There's a lot of information. The first thing that I want to talk about, we're talking about cycles that are ending, a chapter that is ending, a chapter that is, coming to a close. This season is over. Okay, whatever I'm seeing here, that season is over, and we're going to look at like the new season of your life. Pile number 2, with the Lovers card here. Now with the Lovers card here, pile number 2, I pick up a strong energy here where a lot of you guys, so I'm just going to say the first things that come to my mind, okay? The first things that I pick up here is something about occultism and magic, something about practicing manifestation, practicing magic, practicing positive affirmations, or something about speaking things into existence, okay? Or just in general, like discovering the realm of, is magic real? Does magic work? What happens when I practice positive affirmations? What happens when I practice money magic? Something about where I feel like this topic has been, you have been very drawn to that topic, or you have been, like experimenting with it, if that makes sense. Ooh, okay, here we go. Now I know where we are going. So again, the word magic is very significant here, okay? Because we have the Death card here, and the Death card is connected to Scorpio, and Scorpio is connected to the 8th house, which is the house of occultism, hidden knowledge, magic. What's done in the dark must come to the light, because the Capricorn energy, or the 8th house, is a very dark house, kind of like things that are hidden, if that makes sense, that are hidden in the dark, hidden information, occultism, magic, spells, casting spells, all that stuff, okay? Is what I'm seeing here, as well as it's also the house of sexuality. And it's funny, since we have the Lovers card here, for others of you, I'm also being brought to love spells, love magic. I'm being brought to being under somebody's spell, or feeling like you are under somebody's spell, or kind of like an energy where you feel like somebody has a hold on you, like even though this person is not good for you, you still cannot let go of them, or something about secrets about a lover, where secrets have been exposed about a lover, or secrets have been exposed in your love life. or something about a relationship that you feel like you put a lot of effort into, but it was not good for you. Kind of like where you, almost as if you feel like you put a lot of effort into a relationship, but this relationship really brought a lot of pain to you, or really brought a lot of like issues to you, if that makes sense, especially with the Ten of Swords here. Okay, so this is the first things that I pick up here that you maybe have been dealing with, okay, the last couple of months and weeks. And for others of you, you feel like you put a lot of effort into a relationship, but you feel like maybe this person didn't give, kind of like where you put your all into a situation, but the other person didn't. And then you feel like you maybe lost a lot of time or a lot of energy because you put so much effort into this relationship or this friendship or something along those lines, but it didn't go anywhere. That's what it feels like to me here. Again, for others of you, this is kind of like also accepting that a situation or a relationship is not going to go anywhere, or that a person is kind of like where you accept the ending of a relationship, or where you accept like almost as if you accept a person's true colors. I even want to say, guys, you could have even, you know, there was like a plot twist when it comes to how you see a person. Okay, something about you saw a person one way, but then maybe there was something else or something hidden about their character and who they are. And it's kind of like an energy where you have to accept, you know, not the image that you have of a person, but the person that is standing in front of you, or not the possibility in which direction this relationship could go, but to look at, you know, where you are at with that person in this very moment. Okay, so for some of you guys, it's connected to you feeling like you really spent a lot of energy and a lot of time, maybe even a lot of money that you put into a relationship, and you feel like you neglected other parts of your life, if that makes sense. Okay, and for others of you, again, I feel like there's something about you have been exposed to magic, where maybe you never believed in magic, but until I'm hearing sometimes you cannot believe something until it happens to you. So maybe you have been kind of like an energy where maybe you have been very suspicious of the topic, like manifestation and magic and stuff like that, until it happened to you. Maybe you also have been very suspicious of kind of like, you know, evil eyes and negative energy, and, you know, what is it really all about, until you have been exposed to it. So I feel like for a lot of you guys, you somehow have been exposed to kind of like, I don't know, something that you perceive as magic, or something about you meeting a person that is in that realm. Or you could even be my pal, you were suspicious of tarot readings until they resonated over and over and over again. Does it make sense? Or something about you I don't know, you buying a candle to manifest something, or you listening to positive affirmations, or you speaking things into existence. Okay, there's something going on with magic, magical manifestation, or just manifestation in general. I feel like this topic has been very much in your face. Okay, I even want to say pile number 2, where, okay, listen, we have the vacation card here. Okay, now I got it. It took me a little bit because I take my time when I read the cards. So we have the vacation and the kite here, which tells me that, oh, I love that. You know what I'm hearing? I'm hearing welcome home. Oh my God. Okay, listen, pile number 2, I pick up like a strong energy here where you used to believe in magic, or you used to believe in miracles, or you used to believe in manifestation, or you used to believe, like, I don't know, in spirit guides and guardian angels, or something about where you used to believe. You could have even believed in your own magic, where you used to believe like, oh, I'm magical, or I'm powerful, or, you know, like I am, you know, the universe is magical and stuff like that. And I feel like you took a break. Like, I'm picking up the energy here where you took, oh, how can I explain that? Okay, listen. I almost want to say where there was a temptation around you the last couple of months, weeks, or even years that was tempting you to kind of like be far away from who you truly are. When I say that, it means that there's something going on with, again, you used to practice a lot of magic, even if you were not aware of it, but you used to speak your reality into existence, or you used to, almost as if you used to cast spells but you didn't notice it. Or for some of you guys, you did that like consciously, kind of like, okay, I'm going to listen to the subliminals, I'm going to listen to positive affirmations, I'm going to imagine things into existence and stuff like that. Even I'm being brought to somebody who used to daydream when they were like younger in elementary school and stuff like that. Or there used to be a time in your life where you used to manifest a lot. And I feel like with the vacation card here, maybe you took a break from, I almost want to say, well, you took a break from magic, or you took a break from manifesting, or you took a break from occultism, or again, you took a break from, or wow, okay, something about where life got very, almost as if you used to be very oh yes, that's what it is. Okay, listen, where you used to be very playful, or you used to be like, you used to look at life a little bit of as a game, or kind of like where you used to see the universe as like magical and full of surprises, and you know, like full of, you know, I don't know, full of like unpredictability, full of like things to discover, and you were so curious about different topics and books, and you know, like you wanted to learn about different things, you know. And I feel like life has gotten very serious the last couple of years. Maybe, for example, this is kind of like an energy where life becomes very serious after school, like when you go into the adult life or into the work life, all of a sudden you become very serious because of circumstances, or again, there's something going on where maybe you gave birth to a child, and all of a sudden life became a lot more serious because you had a lot more responsibility on your, you know, on your shoulders. Maybe you now have to like make sure that, you know, the household is stable, or you have to, you know, like make a lot more money because of because you live by yourself now. There's something going on where I feel like you started to become a lot more serious, and you stopped being curious about life, or you stopped you know, manifesting, or you stopped practicing magic again, even if you're not aware of it, but you stopped, you know, writing things into existence, thinking things into existence, because you were so focused on your responsibilities, or you were so focused on achieving a certain goal. Okay, is what I'm picking up here. For some of you guys, I actually pick up that you actually achieved a big goal recently. Like I'm picking up here period of prosperity and abundance. Okay, so this is going to be different for all of you. I feel like for some of you guys, you reached a goal recently, like a big goal. I pick up strongly when it comes to like finances, or when it comes to your career, or when it comes to your profession. You recently achieved a big goal, but I feel like there was a cost for it. Okay, kind of like where maybe you achieved a big goal when it comes to your career, but maybe your social life is not that, like maybe you lost a lot of friends along the way because you didn't have time, or maybe you used to have like a strong connection with a certain family member, you don't anymore, or not as much, because you put all your effort and all your focus into achieving something. So you somehow sacrificed something else along the way, if that makes sense. Okay, is what I'm picking up here. So for some of you guys, this could even be an energy where you sacrificed, I don't know, like a connection or something along those lines, because you were so focused on your goal, or just in general, like you didn't play, or you didn't go out and have fun, or you didn't go out and party, or something along those lines is what I'm picking up here, because you were so focused on your goal and achieving it. Okay. And again, for others of you, this is an energy where you have been very, again, there's something about where you focus on one thing and then the other thing is neglected, or the other thing is not prospering, or you feel like you put a lot of effort into one thing, but the other thing is kind of like there's not much happening here. Does that make sense? Wow, I hear so much. I'm hearing realizing that you can have it all, that you don't have to make a decision between this and that, but you can have both, or you can have it all. Oh my god, there's so much coming through here. Okay, so pile number 2, I pick up like a strong energy here. Again, this is different energies. For some of you guys, I feel like what is coming to an end in your life is some type of love spell, or you feeling you are obsessed with somebody. You could have felt like you want to move on with your life, or you really want to achieve things, but it's hard for you to focus because your mind is just full with a lover or with a person that you are in love with, and you know this person maybe is not good for you, or you know this relationship is not going to go anywhere, but you know it kind of like where you felt like you don't have the strength to, you know, separate yourself from that person. So you were still like in this trance, kind of like where you are in a trance, or where you feel so, you know, like consumed by another person that it's hard for you to focus on your goals, and you are aware of it, but it's hard for you to get out of that situation. Kind of like, I know I'm obsessed with this person, I don't know what to do, they're the only person that I can think of. Okay, so kind of like a love spell, breaking a love spell. Okay, for others of you, I feel like you have been experiencing an energy where people have been sending negative energy to you, which worked as a spell. And that spell maybe like, you know, yeah, that's what it is. Okay, listen, for others of you, this is about how other people casted a spell onto you, and you started to realize that, okay, where you started to realize, whatever's going on here does not feel like it feels spiritual, or it feels supernatural, or it feels like it's something different, where you are experiencing something again with the Scorpio energy that maybe you didn't experience before, and it feels like it's not it feels like it's another energy. So again, for some of you guys, maybe you never believed in evil eyes, you never believed in, I don't know, people sending you negative energy and what an impact it can have on you, until you realize something weird is going on, almost as if your spirit guides are showing you that magic is real. Like what I'm picking up here is like no longer doubting that magic is real, or no longer doubting that evil eyes are real, or no longer doubting that a person can actually send you negative energy and it's affecting you. Does that make sense? Because I feel like you have been maybe side-eyeing it, or you never experienced it yourself. Like, I never saw magic, so how do I know if it exists or not? And I feel like there was a situation in your life where you realized, wow, magic is real, or the good kind of magic is real, but maybe also the not so good kind of magic is real, or that you realized that words are spells. You know, like when you maybe even realize that every time you say something, or sometimes when you say certain things, they manifest instantly. You know, like when you think certain things, you see them instantly, you know, and it made you aware of like, wow, you know, like I feel like this is so, your reading is very interesting, because to me it feels like you understanding how powerful your words or your thoughts are, or how powerful another person's words or thoughts are. Okay, and something about what happens when you don't take control of your own life by writing, speaking, and thinking things into existence. Okay, and how another person then has control over you, because they are very active with sending energy, or being in control, or where another person, almost as if you maybe even felt like another person has power over you, or you underestimated the power of something, the power of another person and their thoughts and their energy, or your own power. Okay, and I almost want to say, I feel like for some of you guys this has not yet happened, but I feel like for some of you guys, you are about to witness some type of miracle, or something that proves to you that magic is real, that positive affirmations work. Okay, so there's something about doubt. I feel like what is coming to an end in your life with the Ten of Swords, for me feels like doubt. Okay, something about where you realize the power of something. Okay, the power of speaking things into existence, or the power of positive affirmations. Maybe you were questioning it. Well, does it work? Does it not work? I'm not quite sure. Or for example, you maybe even have done like a love spell to bring your true love to you, and there's like this question of, is, you know, magic real? Is my spell going to work? There's something going on in that field. And again, for others of you, this is about like breaking free from a spell, breaking free from negative energy that has been sent towards you, and taking back control of your life. Okay, because you realize, wait a minute, you know, this person's sending me negative energy. I never believed in it, but after everything that I've seen, after everything that my eyes have witnessed, I do believe in that type of stuff, and I want to kind of like do something about it. Okay, that's what it feels like to me here. So hearing that everything is what it seems at first glance. This is so interesting. Your reading is very different, because with the bread it says period of prosperity and abundance. I don't know, for some of you guys, I feel like you recently manifested a lot of money, or you are about to receive a lot of money or manifest a lot of money or something along those lines, because it says period of prosperity and abundance. Okay, listen, to me this feels like a person who does not believe in magic, but they have nothing else to turn to, so they try it out and it works. And then you become a firm believer in magic, or you become a firm believer in positive affirmations, or you become a firm believer in, again, even the opposite, where you realize, or where you don't believe in evil eyes and you don't believe in a person can cast a spell. And even, you know, like even if this person's not doing anything like in their backyard, it's just like telepathy, kind of like where a person can send, when they think something, their thoughts can travel to you. I feel like maybe you have been questioning all these things. Is telepathy real? Or, you know, like almost as if you didn't want to acknowledge that people's energy can affect you. Does that make sense? There's something, let me actually get one more card here, what that is all about. This is very interesting energy, because we have the Hierophant here, but the Hierophant is in reverse. The Hierophant is usually like, just imagine, the Hierophant is about, the Hierophant is all about knowledge that is available to everybody, right? This is about the school system. This is about like common knowledge. This is about like the knowledge that is spread. But the Scorpio energy is about the knowledge that is hidden. This could also be knowledge from your ancestors. This is kind of like alternative medicine, like ancient medicine. This would also, for example, be Eastern medicine instead of Western medicine. Okay, there's something about, you know, what I know and what I don't know, or something about the knowledge that I have been given and the knowledge that is out there. Okay, so there's something going on with this to me feels like, again, a person who has, this is like an energy where a person has nowhere to turn to, and they're like, you know what, there's nothing that I can do, or I feel like listen, that's what it is. I feel like I have no power in the situation, so, you know, it might be, I might feel foolish doing it, but I'm just gonna do a spell, or I'm gonna, you know, be committed to, where I'm gonna start doing positive affirmations again. Okay, and then you see how your life starts to change, and then you realize, wow, this is like true knowledge, or this is like profound knowledge, or this is like magic is real, or that the universe works differently than we have been taught. That's what I'm being brought to. I don't know how to explain it. It's like very, it's very out there. Okay, for others of you, there's also something about what you commit to. You have been asking yourself, what am I committed to, and what does this commitment bring me? Okay, something about where maybe you have been even checking yourself that you feel like you have not been committed enough to something, and therefore you didn't see, kind of like where you tell yourself like, man, you know, 6 months from now I could be so much further than where I am at now if I just stay consistent. So for some of you guys, it's also about like learning the lesson of consistency, because with the vacation card here, this could even be an energy where kind of like an energy where you give up before you see results, or you are doubtful, and therefore you don't even try in the first place. But I feel like Spirit has been pushing you into a corner where you have no, and again, they have been doing that on purpose because they know you. They have been pushing you into a corner where all you can do is, you know, change your life, or all you can do is really, you know, commit to something, or commit to something that you don't know, or to try out things that you don't know. That's what it feels like to me here. Trying out things that you don't know, and then coming to your own conclusions instead of borrowing the wisdom from other people, or taking people's wisdom for gospel. There's something about doing something the untraditional way, or breaking traditions. Okay, I'm hearing breaking traditions in the name of science, or breaking traditions in the name of discovery or progress. Okay, something like that is going on here. Okay, let me see. And again, for others of you, this is about, I don't know if this has happened in your life yet, but I feel like there's like almost as if there's evidence, something about the cycle that is coming to an end in your life is about, for some odd reason, I pick up this cycle that is coming to an end is something so big manifesting in your life that you no longer doubt. magic, or you no longer doubt casting spells, or you no longer doubt speaking or writing things into existence, because you see what a big impact it has on you, okay, or what a big impact it has on your life, okay, when before you maybe doubted it, or you didn't fully commit to this path, or something along those lines is what I'm picking up here. Okay, for others of you, this is definitely about realizing how something about the impact of something, how other people have a negative impact on you, or you understand the impact that people have on you. Okay, so you could have, again, even underestimated how a person is influencing you negatively, okay, until the universe is showing you, hey, this person is really, affecting you negatively. There's something going on here. And for some of you guys, I'm also picking up the energy here where something about where you took a break from something. I don't know what this means. Maybe you took a break. You could have even taken a break from, I don't know, like socializing or meeting people, or you could have taken a break from love, you don't want to have anything to do with it. Something about where you take a break from something and you come back to it. That's what it feels like to me here. Okay, and everything that you learn while you took a break, I'm basically hearing a break is over or a vacation is over. Okay, I'm also hearing you waking up. Like I'm hearing like I'm being brought to a Disney princess who's sleeping, okay, until she wakes up. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, what is this chapter that is ending in pile number 2's life? We have your romance, party, and celebration. Oh, that's interesting. Some of you guys, you are realizing that you don't want to party anymore, or you don't want to... That's what I'm talking about. For others of you, it could even be the opposite, where you have been very willy-nilly with your life, where you have been, like you have been led astray, or you have been very tempted to... And again, there's a time and a day and a season for everything. Kind of like an energy where you want to go out and party and have fun and go on dates and meet people, or you were very focused on a relationship here. You were very focused on, again, like having fun with your partner and stuff like that. And there's nothing wrong with it. But again, I feel like it's like a cycle that is coming to an end, where you no longer find happiness and fulfillment in partying, or you no longer find happiness and fulfillment in just, like chilling and taking a vacation, almost as if you feel like a spark where you want to create something or do something instead of just, sitting back and relaxing. This to me feels like an energy where someone retires, but they don't enjoy their retirement, or they are in retirement for some time and then they realize they really crave like the work life. Does that make sense? Or something about like where you stopped putting effort into something and you were just relaxing, and then you realize you actually like putting effort into something, or you actually like building something, or you actually almost as if you crave challenges. So for some of you guys, this could even be an energy where you didn't challenge yourself for like a few months, a few weeks, or for a few years, and then you realize like you get bored, or something is no longer fulfilling you. That's what it feels like to me here. Okay, again, for others of you, this is definitely about you saying goodbye to partying, you saying goodbye to being too focused on love. Okay, where you realize you want to have everything and you don't want to sacrifice one thing for the other. Something about you want love, but you also want your career. Okay, so maybe you could have felt like you really focused on your career and then you completely neglected your social life, and you're coming to that realization that you can have both if you are balanced enough, or if you find a good balance, is what I'm picking up here. I feel like for a lot of you guys, you just realize that you want to, almost as if you want to put more energy out into the universe. I feel like you stopped putting energy out into the universe, or you stopped daydreaming, or you stopped imagining, or you stopped writing and speaking and thinking things into existence. Okay, kind of like where there was a part of you that was asleep. Something that you used to do when you were younger, or a few years ago, or before a relationship, or before a friendship, or before the end of a relationship, or before the end of a friendship, or something along those lines. Okay, I'm also hearing thoughts become things. And I feel like you live by that principle now, or there was like a huge moment, or there will be very shortly after this reading, where you realize that in order to create a life that you don't need a vacation from, or a life that you wish to live, it's very important for you to practice positive affirmations, or to be kind to yourself, or to speak kind words into existence, okay? Or to be kinder to yourself, okay? Where you're like, I no longer want to entertain that negative voice in my mind, or I'm going to change and reprogram my subconscious mind, okay? That's what it also feels like to me here. Something about where you realize that a lot of things are subconscious, and something about how you realize, almost as if you realize how the universe works, or how you work, or I'm also hearing something about how you see how your spell is working, or your magic is working, okay? Or again, that you realize that the universe is magical and you can use that magic to your advantage. That's what it feels like to me here. So something about hidden knowledge you didn't know this was inside of you. You didn't know this was possible. Okay, that's what it feels like to me here, where you are on a journey to discover unseen realms, or things that you've never done, to see if they work or not. But again, what I'm picking up here is the cycle that is ending in your life is either the negative energy that people send to you, that is, it's no longer affecting you because you practice so much like positive affirmations, and you practice so much like speaking good things into existence, or being so, where you are so kind to yourself, or you listen to, again, positive affirmations, or you write, you know, like you write good energy into your existence, that negative energy can no longer affect you the way it did. But maybe again, you didn't even believe in it properly, or you're kind of like an energy where you didn't believe in cleansing your aura or cleansing your energy, okay? Or you, even if you did believe in it, maybe you didn't know what a big impact it has on you. That's what it feels like to me here, okay? Or something about you didn't believe that there's something about not believing. I feel like the cycle that is ending in your life is that you start believing, or you are a firm believer of something, okay? You are a firm believer of something, and it's like it gives you a sense of identity, or it makes you feel like you, almost as if you realize you create your own reality, okay? And that knowing feels good. That's what it feels like to me here. Or again, kind of like an energy where you come back to feeling healthy and happy, or content and peaceful, because you realize that there was a spell upon you and you break that spell. Or again, where you cast a spell onto yourself, you cast a spell of protection onto yourself, you cast a spell of abundance and prosperity onto yourself, okay? So there's something about where the universe is showing you that magic is real. I'm hearing in alignment with the magic of the universe, okay? So you maybe have been very out of alignment, or you have not been connected to magic or manifestation, is what I'm picking up here, okay? And I feel like that's the, you know, the cycle that is coming to an end, that you firmly believe, or also hearing that you fully recover, okay? That you firmly believe, or that you fully recover from the negative energy from other people, or the negative energy that you absorb from other people is what I'm picking up here, okay? And for others of you, there's also something about like discovering untraditional ways to make money, okay? Let me actually get one more card here, guys. What is the chapter that is ending in pile number 2's life? For me, this feels like something about like returning home, or coming back home to who you were before someone betrayed you, or to who you were before someone, I don't know, I'm hearing killed your imagination, or tried to kill the magic within you, or you believe in magic, or you believe in love, okay? Now, for some of you guys, pile number 2, this is only for my people where you recently have come into big money, or you achieved some huge success with big money miracles, happening in your life, where you recently manifested a lot of money. I pick up a strong energy here. The cycle that is ending in your life in particular, in case you are a business owner or you recently made a lot of money. For others of you, this is about to happen, kind of like the cherry on top of your cycle ending. Like your cycle literally ends with you manifesting big money or money miracles, or your money magic working, or you're seeing that God or your spirit guides have your back even financially. So maybe you lose also that fear of, where you always worry about money, or you always worry about how you survive, but you realize that your spirit guides have your back, because of again, you are a firm believer that your spirit guides have your back financially. So you lose a little bit of that fear, is what I'm trying to say, which means you feel more free or more open to other things in life, if that makes sense, and not be in the survivor energy all the time. For others of you, I'm going to be very honest, okay? For some of you guys, I feel like you went through a massive attack, spiritual attack, or kind of I'm hearing when money is involved, friendships end, or kind of once money is involved, people turn on you, or once money is involved, friendships are ending and stuff like that, or how you realized how people change once you came into this big money. And I almost want to say kind of you survived. How can I explain that energy? For me, this feels like where you survive a person trying to ruin you, if that makes sense. Because kind of an energy where, again, it's when someone wants to ruin another person's business or something along those lines, and this person can only do so much until you realize, hey, something is not right here. Does that make sense? Because you know how a person can do a lot of damage when you don't notice them, but if you do notice them, then you can kind of protect yourself from that energy, or even rebuild certain things. So I almost want to say, for some of you guys, if you recently came into big money, big success, I'm talking about the last couple, I would say the last 2 or 3 years, I feel like you survived a person trying to ruin you, and you came out as a winner. Does that make sense? So it's kind of like a battle coming to an end, or kind of you survived some type of, a person's plot to ruin you because they saw that you make a lot of money, or something about you surviving people turning on you, kind of where people become where people start to act cuckoo, loco, crazy because they see that you make a lot of money, and the dangers that come with that territory, or the dark side of wealth for some of you guys. And again, I feel like you kind of survived, or you brought yourself back to life after people kind of tried to ruin you. Does that make sense? I'm hearing no weapon formed against me shall prosper. So there's something about you healing yourself back to life, or something along those lines, okay? Or enduring these plot twists, okay? Or even noticing that somebody's doing that, first of all. Okay, something along those lines. I feel like you are being guided back to a more spiritual lifestyle, okay? So for some of you guys, that's completely new to you, and for others of you, you used to be super duper spiritual, but then it's kind of when you are laser focused on a goal and you forget a lot of stuff. It's sometimes the energy when you are on a journey and then you forget why you are on that journey, or when you are so focused on arriving at the destination that you kind of forget why you're doing something. There's something about you coming back. I'm hearing I'm back to being spiritual, or something about that, you being spiritual, or you being connected to the universe, or you watching the moon, or you watching the stars is your happy place. Does that make sense? Because maybe you didn't have time for that the last couple of months or years, or again, just circumstances kind of tempted you to walk in a different direction, and then you realize, wow, when was the last time when was the last time I was stargazing, moon gazing? When was the last time I prayed and stuff like that? And then you do it again, and then you realize how much magic and how much joy it brings to you. Because I almost want to say, your spirituality is your happy place, where you realize praying in the morning makes you so much happier. It makes such a big difference. Or you watching the moon or watching the full moon makes such a difference in your life, okay? Because Capricorn energy is a very practical energy. It's kind of a very practical, logical energy, getting things done, building things. There's not much there's not much how do you call it, space for imagination. Capricorn is all about getting things done and building things, right? And then Pisces energy, which is the energy you are transitioning to, is more about imagination. I'm also hearing, this is so interesting, but I'm hearing the quote by Albert Einstein, and it says, logic will get you from A to Z, but imagination will get you everywhere. Okay, so this could even be an energy where experience something very, very like magical, or kind of like, again, like a spiritual encounter, seeing a spirit guide for the first time, or something about how a prayer is being answered, and you realize that this is not even only about a prayer being answered, but that you feel connected to the magic of the universe, that's what actually makes you happy, that you feeling the energy of your spirit guides, that's what makes you happy. Does that make sense? Whereas just achieving goals to achieve goals, or just to get there, or just to get the journey done, or just to arrive at the destination. Okay, this could even be an energy where I feel like this has something to do with you finding your happy place again. Okay, you finding your happy place again, because you could have felt a little bit numb while you were after like a huge goal. Again, for some of you guys, I feel like you are about to reach that goal. It's like the cherry on top, and then you realize you want to, you don't want to be in this busy bee mode all the time, or life is also about, enjoying and not just achieving and achieving and achieving all the time. Point number 2, I'm seeing here, now we are transitioning to your new chapter in life. I'm seeing you here like enjoying the journey a lot more than arriving at the destination. What do I mean by that? It's kind of like the energy where you realize that what your happy place is kind of like, manifesting things into your life is beautiful, but what you really enjoy is kind of like maybe the peace that you feel, or kind of like the magic that you feel, or the spark that you feel in your soul when you start your manifestation practice, or the anticipation or the excitement that you feel when you are when you don't know how something turns out. Does that make sense? It's kind of like where you realize you want to watch the whole movie instead of the end being spoiled, right? It's kind of like you want to watch the whole movie, or kind of like the ups and downs. I'm hearing sunny days wouldn't be special if it wasn't for rain. There's something going on where you start to really enjoy the journey again, to enjoy manifesting, or to enjoy feeling connected to the universe, instead of always trying to achieve or always trying to manifest the next thing. You just sit there with like, okay, I manifested that, and I enjoy this this happiness that I feel with like this little manifestation, or the energy of like, I enjoy the sign that I just received from my spirit guides, and I'm just sitting with that joy and that peace in that moment. Does that make sense? Where you don't feel like you need to rush, or you just enjoy the journey of manifesting, okay, like every step of the way, kind of like how you start the ritual, or how you start the first day of doing something, and then you reach day 30. Do you know what I mean? Kind of like where you start to enjoy the journey instead of rushing to the goal. That's what it feels like to me here, where you realize that you really, for example, you really enjoy the peace that comes with meditation. That's your happy place. You are happy when you are peaceful. Does that make sense? Kind of like an energy where, yes, maybe you are happy when you are accomplished, but you find happiness also in other places, like you're happy when you're peaceful, or you're happy when you are creative, or you are happy when you dance. So there's something about like finding your happy place, or noticing that there's not just one thing that makes you happy, but there's like multiple things that can make you happy, or that you again just want to feel the energy. It's all about energy, right? That you want to feel the energy of magic, that you enjoy feeling the energy of magic, and that you enjoy feeling the energy of, that you enjoy feeling supernatural energy in the air. Does that make sense? Instead of just getting to one goal after the other, or crossing everything off your to-do list, which also gives you a good feeling, but it's a different kind of feeling, which I'm gonna tap into now. But I feel like we have to look at the new chapter that is beginning, so that it's like a full circle moment here, okay? So what I'm also hearing a resurrection stone. Like I'm being brought to Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, and I'm being brought to the Resurrection Stone. So for some of you guys, yeah, and that's what I'm talking about, because it, you know, the situation looked very gloomy, right, for Harry Potter, until in the end the golden snitch opened and there was a resurrection stone. And the funny thing is, the story about the Deathly Hallows, or the 3 Deathly Hallows, was kind of like a legend, and some people believed in it and some people didn't believe in it, but Harry was like literally on a journey to find out if it's true or not. And then they actually existed, but it was hidden knowledge, right? This is what I'm being brought to. It's very hard for me to put my finger on your energy or the energy around you, but maybe it is because it's like so hidden, and because it is so occultistic and hidden, kind of like realizing that there is a reality beyond this reality, that there's a reality of energy, or there's a reality of like where, you know, everything that we say and speak is has an impact, like the power of the tongue. But this is the energy that I feel like is in your life, or this is like an coming to an end. And you guys remember how Harry Potter was standing there and all the people that departed were around him because he was holding the resurrection stone. So for some of you guys, there could even be an energy where you have been, I don't know, doubting that there's life beyond death. Yes, for some of you guys, or that you have been doubting that a person that crossed over is watching over you. And I feel like there's something about you seeing a huge miracle, a huge sign, or something about you literally witnessing some type of magic or supernatural energy. Maybe this already has happened, or this is about to happen, and that's kind of like closing that cycle or that chapter of disbelief, because you saw it with your own eyes. Does that make, oh yes, you saw it with your own eyes, and that's how the chapter of disbelief is like closed, is what I'm picking up here. Okay, so there could even be an energy where you are about to really be contacted by departed loved ones. And again, it's like a different reality. It's like a reality beyond a reality. And you know how many fears and how many doubts just, you know, die in the process of discovering like the other realm. Okay, so almost as if you put your faith into something different or into something new is what I'm picking up here, because you witness it with your own eyes. Again, it's not easy for me to put it into words. Okay, there could be an energy where something about, I'm hearing, will be well in the end, and if things are not well, it's not the end. That's what I'm being brought to. Something about the cycle that is ending in your life is somehow with a miracle that makes you a believer in God, or that makes you a believer, even if you already are, it makes you even more of a believer, or it like rekindles your faith, and it rekindles like your belief, it rekindles your, I don't know, like your ability to talk to departed loved ones when you used to do that when you were younger and then it stopped. Does it make sense? Or you used to have prophetic dreams and they stopped and now they come back. That's what I'm being brought to, kind of like the magic comes back into your life. That's what it feels like to me here. Okay, the magic comes back into your life, or miracles come back into your life, or you experiencing something beyond, you know, like the day-to-day life, where we're so like focused on responsibilities, right? Because if you think about it, watching TV is also a type of trance, you know, and because I'm seeing someone, you're watching TV and their eyes are like weird and they have to snap out of that trance, okay, to get away from that energy. Okay, so for some of you guys, it's also about like breaking addictions. Okay, certain addictions are coming to an end because you find the perfect, you know, healer, or the perfect method to stop some type of addiction is what I'm picking up here. Okay, because you didn't stop being curious. That's what it feels like to me here. Okay, but let's see what your new life, your new season is all about. So just like I said, I feel like there's something about magic is returning into your life, or kind of like seeing life as a miracle, or seeing the universe as a miracle, or something about where you see the universe in a different way because of this supernatural energy, or because of this magical or miraculous energy that happened right in front of your eyes. Again, for some of you guys, this might have even been, you know, some darker type of magic if you think about Harry Potter and stuff like that. Okay, as we have here the card here, full moon in Pisces. Pisces is the most spiritual zodiac sign out of all. Pisces energy is the most connected to God in the universe, kind of like even an energy where you stop doubting that God loves you, or you stop doubting that you have spirit guides. Okay, even if you tell me you believe in your spirit guides, but there's like, even if it's just 1% of doubt, I feel like that 1% of doubt is dying, but it has a huge impact on you. Okay, something about where I feel like a strong energy here, your new life is all about imagination or dreaming things into existence, or kind of like a more dreamy energy, or feeling so at peace and connected to your spirit guides. So I'm also hearing the fear of dying or the fear of death goes away. Something about the fear of dying, or I'm hearing, but to live doesn't mean you're alive, or something about you have to die multiple times to really live. Okay, that's what I'm hearing here. Or something about no longer being afraid of dying, but it makes you more alive. It makes you, because you are no longer afraid to die, you fully experience living. Okay, because sometimes we don't live because we are scared to die, but it prevents us from living. Okay, there's something going on here, pile number 2. I feel like your new life is all about how you create your own reality, or how happy you feel, you know, looking at the moon and speaking to the universe. And because we have the card here, energy is high and something big is coming. Keep your frequency up. Your power triggers powerful changes. So almost, can I say something? To me, this feels like you feeling high off of life, because you see something supernatural. You see there's something going on where you experience something, and you've never ecstasy. That's what it is, the word ecstasy. Some type of ecstasy, but it's natural. It's like from the universe or from your spirit guides. Again, it's not easy for me to put it into words, because I feel like it's not for me to explain. It's like for you to feel, or something about feeling high off of life, feeling so connected to the universe that you feel invincible, or feeling so connected to God that you don't fear death, or something about where you lose your fear. Okay, or you're no longer afraid. That's what it feels like to me. You're no longer afraid. Okay, or your energy is so high. Okay, or your thoughts are so positive. Okay, for others of you, I keep hearing it, resurrection, or rising from the dead. That's what I'm picking up here. You could have even felt like you felt a little numb, or you felt a little like lifeless. Does that make sense? But again, there's something about you experiencing some type of like miracle, or some type of magical moment that brings back, I'm hearing it's breathing life back into your soul and your spirit. Because I almost want to say, maybe you even had an energy vampire around you that drained you off of your magical energy, or that drained you off of your life force. So spirit is putting back life force into your life by making something magical happening, showing you that magic is real, showing you that manifestation is real. Okay, for others of you, this is also about reaching like a high. For example, when you meditate, sometimes you reach a high that is like, it's addicting, almost as if you get addicted to healthy things. This is freaking interesting, because if you think about it, an addictive personality can bite you in the ass. Okay, but it can also be something beautiful if you are addicted to the right things. Okay, there's something about a spiritual high, experiencing something supernatural, experiencing something, like godly, something angelic, something about like how your imagination becomes real. Okay, where your life becomes magical again, or where you feel alive again, either because you start to practice magic again, so your life becomes magical, or where you realize that this is like the realization that dark energy is real and you have to protect yourself, and your light comes back to you. You feel alive again, because you took something seriously. Okay, you took your spiritual practices seriously, or you took protection seriously. Does that make sense? So it's kind of like this dark destructive, gloomy energy that you maybe have felt, it's no longer there. That's what it feels like to me here. Because we have a full moon here. It's so freaking beautiful, like almost as if a weight is lifted from your shoulders. Again, it either was the lack of magic or the lack of you practicing magic, whatever that means to you, okay? Or that someone has been, practicing some type of magic, or that they have realized that energy is real, or that dark energy is real as well as light energy is real, okay? And you cut yourself loose from some type of like a person and their energy. It's like it was dimming your light, and all of a sudden you can completely shine again. That's what it feels like to me here, okay? We also have the Emperor here. This is something about feeling like you are in control of your life, or feeling like you are in control of your mood. You could have even felt like no matter what I do, I don't feel good, or it's not easy for me to be happy. There's something going on with taking back control of your life, feeling like your life is back on track, or kind of like where you have the control to create your own reality. Okay, you could have been like, oh, we're just born into circumstance and there's nothing that we can do about it. That's what we are being taught, right? But then there's like a different world, a different reality where, the universe works completely different than what we have been taught in school. So there's something about like you feeling like you created that life, or you feeling like you created something and you were not a victim of circumstance. That's what it feels like to me here with the Emperor. Something about feeling like I am in control of my life, or I can control a situation, or I can control the outcome of something. Okay, that's what it feels like to me. Or I can control how I feel. Okay, I'm not a victim to circumstances, but I can literally control how I feel and what happens in my life as soon as I start practicing magic, or as soon as I start taking magic seriously, taking something about where you commit to something and you see the fruits of your labor. So you don't do it willy-nilly, and you do it with your whole heart, with your whole chest, and then also I'm also hearing the magic of consistency as well. Okay, we also have here the card, it says time to get out of the situation. So I feel like in your new chapter in your life, you will be able to get out of a situation, almost as if you thought you're doomed to stay where you're at, or there's nothing you can do about the situation. Does that make sense? For a lot of you guys, I do feel like this is, for some of you guys, I pick up an energy here where your new chapter could also be about you becoming self-employed, or working for yourself, or getting out of a work type of dynamic or work situation. Okay, manifesting your dream job. There's something about where people say something is not, dreams don't come true, or something about like something is not possible. Okay. Can I say something? Your energy to me feels like the movie Limitless with Bradley Cooper, okay? Your energy to me feels like Limitless with Bradley Cooper, okay? Something about where you had limiting belief systems and they're like crashing down because there's a miracle happening in your life. There's like a big manifestation happening in your life, okay? Because you stayed consistent, or you walked, something about where you walk the path to the end. Okay, it's like two people that are digging for diamonds, and one person gives up right before they find the diamonds. Okay, with the Six of Wands. I keep feeling like this is something about witnessing a miracle, witnessing magic, witnessing how a spell is working, witnessing how a candle spell is working. Or this could be your first big manifestation, where you used to manifest, or you manifest a lot of small things, and it's like the first big thing, and you're going to feel like limitless. Like, what else can I manifest? Okay, what else can I create, bring to life? There's something going on with like the way you see the universe, and the way I'm hearing you can go through life and see nothing as a miracle, and you can go through life and see everything as a miracle. Okay, you will look at life as a miracle, as like a fun experience, or you will start to have fun manifesting and creating and having fun sitting down and watching the moon, okay? Something about your heart is full again, when I feel like it was empty before, either because you forgot to believe in magic or you forgot to practice magic, or because there was a person in your life that did some dirty stuff in the shadows and it affected you greatly until you took back control, like, hey, you know, like, I'm not gonna let this person put spells on me, or I'm not gonna let this person put negative energy onto me, okay? That's what it feels like to me here. You will feel like this is my life, or my life is my own, or I'm not a victim, I am a creator. I'm not a victim, or I'm a witness of magic, or I am a witness of, you know, how powerful or magical the universe is. Okay, so you will walk through life seeing everything as a miracle, or feeling like a dreamy, magical energy that almost as if you feel full, okay, as if you feel whole and full and high off of life. Okay, for some of you guys, this could also be connected to you. Again, I feel like with the 10 of Wands, for me, this feels like either achieving a huge goal when it comes to your career, or when it comes to manifesting your dream job is what I'm picking up here. For others of you, with the 10 of Wands and the Knight of Coins, this is also about taking a break from work, okay? Or, again, where you can quit a job and go to a place where you really want to go. For you guys, I'm gonna be very honest here. We have here someone new is entering your life, and we also have here dealings or relationships with a man. So if someone here has been doing any love spells, I'm seeing them manifesting, okay? I'm seeing a love spell here manifesting. And again, it's kind of like, oh my god, my love spell worked, you know? And then you're starting to have fun, and life is no longer tedious, or life is no longer challenging, yes, but it's no longer like tedious, or you no longer feel like, man, I don't really like living because it's only responsibilities. No, it's responsibilities and magic. Oh my god, you know, that's what it feels like to me. You're like enjoying life again, or yeah, enjoying life again.
I'm also seeing you here, okay. Being surrounded by your soul tribe and your soul family. So I do feel like in the next chapter of your life, you are meeting a lot of people from your soul tribe, okay? There's something also about, like, you know, the magic of fated meetings. That's a very strong energy that I pick up in your reading. Something about, you know, maybe even believing in your spirit guides or the universe, because the people that they bring into your life, or the way you meet people, is just very like fated or very magical, or just circumstances, under what kind of circumstances you meet people is just very magical. So I pick up like a strong energy here also. Something about the new chapter of your life is all about a lot of new people being introduced into your life, or kind of like you being part of a new group, or feeling at home in a group of people. Okay, that could even be an energy where it's easy for you to feel at home, for example, by yourself, or it's very easy for you to feel at home, I don't know, where you maybe found home in your career, kind of like you know your purpose, or you know in which direction you want to go, or you know, something along the sense where it's easy maybe for you to find home in one place. But I feel like in your 11th house, which is your house of friendship, or your house of like group, or even like the energy, this is even an energy where this brings me to kind of like Harry Potter, where the magic hat was, you know, telling him he could be in Slytherin or Gryffindor. So you could have even felt like you are not part of a group, or that you long to be part of a group or part of a circle, or that you, how can I even explain that energy? It's kind of like you don't know, maybe you were on a journey because you really don't know what your group is, or what your, how can I say that? Like I'm being brought to Sex and the City, kind of like, you know, for, you know, like these 4 women that came together. So it's kind of like maybe you always wish to have your own clique or your own crew or your own, you know, like, I don't know, like VIP group or something along those lines. I don't know how to explain it. I hope I'm making sense, or that you find your people. I feel like you have been wishing to find your people, or you have been wishing to be part of a, you know, group that feels like home to you. Okay, so I do feel like you're finding home in people. Okay, you are discovering home in a lot of people that you are about to meet. That's what it feels like to me here. I'm seeing you here spending a lot of magical nights with lots and lots of people around you, or you being in a group, or really enjoying kind of like group things or group rituals, or group, how do you call that, like traveling in a group, or I don't know, being, I don't know, part of a group. That's what it feels like to me, being part of a project, being part of a group, being part of a circle, a crew, something along those lines is what I'm picking up here. Okay, maybe you have been longing for that, and I'm seeing that happening in the new chapter of your life. For someone here, very specific, I'm also seeing a family business manifesting. Okay, something about a family business very, very strongly here. Okay, something about a family business, or you having a business with your future spouse, with your partner, or you having a successful business with a friend, with a best friend. You being able to employ your family members is also what I'm seeing here. Okay, I strongly pick up like a family business, which is the reason why I pick up like this energy of VIP, and not everybody is allowed to have access. So there's something about like a family business, something about building a business with your best friend, with a group of people, with all of your friends, you know, where everybody's thriving and shining. Okay, it's also what I'm picking up here, where it's not just you succeeding, but you are succeeding with people around you. So it's like a group. I'm seeing a group succeeding, okay, or I'm seeing like a family succeeding, or I'm seeing a friend circle succeeding. Oh, this is lovely. Okay, that's what I'm picking up here. And maybe you were the first one in the circle to, you know, start the journey, or you are, I'm gonna be very honest, I'm also seeing 2 families colliding. So I almost want to say, this to me also feels like, you know, where 2 family trees come together. So this is also about how 2 family trees are coming together because of a marriage or because of a friendship. Okay, and it's kind of like the family that you wished for, or kind of like the in-laws that you wished for is even what I'm hearing. I don't know why. Okay,
pile number 2, that's all I have for you guys. I hope you like this reading. I'm going to see you in my next one, and I wish you a lovely day. Bye. Hello my lovely pile number 3, welcome to your reading, guys. If you have not watched the intro, what we're going to do today is we're going to look at the next chapter of your life, the next season of your life, okay? But I also want to look at the chapter or the season that you are closing. You're tying loose ends, that chapter's coming to a close. We're going to look at that first. The chapter that is ending in your life. This energy is no longer around you. This energy is no longer part of your daily life. This energy is no longer, part of your life, part of your vision or whatever. Okay, that's what we're going to look at first, and then we're going to look at the new energy, the new life that you are expressing, the new chapter, the new season. Okay, so let me tap into the energy. So the first thing that I heard here with you guys is no more secrets. Okay, I'm hearing the phrase no more secrets. Okay, I pick up a strong energy here, pile number 3, where you have been exposed to a lot of secrets lately. I don't know if it was in the last couple of years, in the last couple of months, maybe even in the last couple of weeks. But we have here, hidden secrets can harm you. Okay, you could feel drawn to pile number 2, or you could feel a connection to pile number 2. Okay, we have here someone is leaving your life, so this could even be, wow, how can I explain that energy? It is very intense. I feel like wow, okay. Give me a moment. Sorry, pile number 3, okay? I'm trying to be as composed as possible, or keep my composure. I feel like there has been a secret exposed to you that took you by surprise. I pick up a strong energy here with kind of like a person that you trusted for years, or where something has been done for years, or something has been going on for years. For me, this feels like a secret that has been going on for years, or something about like I cannot really put my finger on it. You have been exposed to people's people's true colors. Okay, that's what I'm picking up here, and I feel like it was scary. Like, almost as if you feel like, oh my God, I was sleeping with the enemy, I was sleeping next to the enemy, I was friends with the enemy for years, or I trust this person with all my information and they were out to get me. Or maybe there has been a person spreading your secret, where you have been telling a person a secret and they have been spreading it around town, or they have been telling it other people. Something that was supposed to be a secret is now like information for people, or people know about it. And it's kind of like where you feel, I'm being brought to the energy of where someone feels exposed, like, you know, you feel exposed in front of people because of a secret being exposed, but in a way where you told a secret to somebody and they could not keep their mouth shut. That's what I'm being brought to. Okay, and for others of you, this is kind of like an energy where the universe has been trying to tell you for years not to trust somebody, and you didn't believe the signs that you got, so you trusted that person and it burned you really, really bad. That's what I'm being brought to, okay? Wow. This is, okay, give me a moment. Because I just got the energy of an old passion coming back. So for some of you guys, I feel like there's an old passion coming back. Okay, this is, wow, where the heck does that come from? This just came out of nowhere, okay? I do feel like you're connected to pile number 2. I don't know where this came from. Anyway, because the skull was clarified by the chair empty. Someone is leaving your life. So there's an energy where spirit has been showing you, your spirit guides have been showing you that there's a person that needs to leave your life, and you have been maybe shocked about it because maybe it's a family member, maybe it's a longtime friend. Do you know what I mean? Like where you have been shocked about, like, oh my God, kind of like an energy where you see a person's real face, because it's like, you know, a person can look pretty, but their energy can be very ugly or something. Let me get one more card. Like you have been, I feel like you have been a little bit traumatized because of secrets being exposed. The best way I could describe it is kind of like where you walk into a conversation and you were not supposed to hear it, is what I'm picking up here. I'm being brought to Catwoman, the movie Catwoman. And do you guys remember, maybe that movie is significant for you? I channeled a movie for pile number 2 as well. So maybe Catwoman could be, you know, the theme here in your reading. But she was actually supposed to bring, I don't know, her work to her boss. And then she found out about, like, you know, how this, they had like a cosmetic company, and they put some type of toxins in the creams and the lotions, and she found out about it, and then they were hunting her because she knew about it. So there could even be an energy where people, how can I explain that energy? There is something going on where you have been seeing a very ugly truth. That's what I'm picking up here. Seeing a very, very ugly truth, being exposed to a very, very ugly truth, being exposed to who a person really is behind closed doors. Okay, being exposed to like something not so pretty. Okay, you have been exposed to like people's shadow. Okay, people's dark side. Or again, where you have been exposed to, let me get one more card. Why is the skull here? What is the hidden secrets can harm you? What is that energy about? Okay. What is that? Hidden secrets can harm me. What is that energy about, please? We have here cracked, dissatisfaction with life, cracked cup. Then we have here celebration, fun, and enjoyment. Because I feel weird in your reading. It feels like knowing something, but you cannot speak about it. Because you were not supposed to hear the conversation. It's a little weird. It's like you hear a phone conversation, but you cannot talk about what you heard, or you cannot talk about, I'm hearing hear no evil, speak no evil, see no evil. Okay, that's what I'm being brought to. For others of you, this energy with secret, this could even be an energy where you feel like you had to keep yourself a secret, or almost as if you felt the need to hide yourself or hide who you truly are. Okay, you could have felt like you want to hide who you truly are. Maybe it was like, can I say something? For me, this feels like you had like this instinct to hide who you truly are. And I almost want to say the reason why you had this instinct to hide who you truly are, or to not really say what you really think in front of certain people, is because subconsciously, or your intuition already told you this person cannot be trusted. Does that make sense? So you could have felt like you have a problem with opening up, or you have a problem with showing your real self, or you have a problem with speaking up or speaking your opinion. And that could be true partially, but for others of you, or I feel like it's partially the truth, because the other part of the truth is the reason why you could not get information, you could not get out like certain sentences, or you could not show the real you in front of certain people, is because you have like a protection, like your spirit, your soul, your intuition, and your spirit guides told you not to open up to this person. Does that make sense? So for some of you guys, you could even, spirit might be telling you that the reason why it was so hard for you the last couple of years to show your real self or to open up to people is because you have this instinct of knowing when a person is good for you and when a person is not good for you. And you could have encountered a lot of untrustworthy people. So that's the reason why you kept being closed off. And maybe you perceived it as you're antisocial, or you're not good at socializing. Again, I feel like it's partially the truth. I feel like it's not the whole truth, okay, is what I'm picking up here, where you had like an instinct to not do or say something, or to not reveal everything that you think. Okay, again, it was like you felt in your gut and in your soul not to do it. Okay, so basically you have like a natural radar for when can I open up and when can I not open up. Does that make sense? That's what it feels like to me here. For some of you guys, you might not even be aware of that energy. Also, if there have been people recently ghosting you, just know that spirit took these people out of your life. For some of you guys, it's not even that dramatic. It was just like an energy where your energy and their energy, it would have like maybe clashed at some point, and that's why spirit is like, nah, pile number 3 doesn't need any more challenges on top of challenges, so we're just going to take this person out, and there's no bad blood. For others of you, this is literally about spirit had to reveal a lot of secrets to you, and also wait until you are ready to digest that secret. Does that make sense? Something about, can I say something? Because with the 6 of Swords, I want to show you this card right here. Oh man, you barely can see something. He's in a boat. Okay, he's in a boat with a lot of children here. And to me, this feels like you were trying to... How can I explain that energy? Spirit said no. Certain people are not allowed to come with you because there is something inside of them that does not fully accept you, or I'm trying to find the right words, okay? So your spirit guides and the universe know your future, right? They know who you're going to marry, they know where you're going to end up, they know everything, right? So it's kind of like your spirit guides let's say for example it's a departed loved one, they already know what is about to happen in the future, right? Because time doesn't exist up there. They already, past, present, and future is all at once, happens at once. And I'm hearing your spirit guides saying they already knew that certain people would betray you 2 years from now, 1 year from now. Even if these people have not done anything yet, your spirit guides knew under these circumstances these people would betray you. So they already took these people out of your life. Okay, or something about where spirit showed you the truth of people, like showed you like how people really feel about you. That's what I'm hearing. Spirit showed you how people really feel about you, and if you can depend on them or if you cannot depend on them. There's something going on with you inviting or being surrounded by enemies, or being surrounded by people that almost as if people have a love-hate relationship with you. They love you, but they also hate you at the same time. I don't know what it is. I don't know what this is about. Okay, so I feel like spirit already removed a lot of people from your life, or again a particular person where this was like a big thing. It's kind of like a family member or a longtime friend. Do you know what I mean? It's not like an acquaintance that you never see again. I feel like for others of you it might be, or kind of like an energy where there was like a lot of chaos and a lot of fights and a lot of clashes of beliefs and stuff like that. But spirit wanted to show you how this person reacts or acts in a fight or in an argument or in a disagreement, to show you this person's true face. That's what I'm being brought to. Okay, something about where you are surrounded by danger. And I don't want to scare you or anything because that chapter is over, but I almost want to say like you were surrounded by people that were corrupted mentally. Like these people, yeah, oh wow. I'm hearing, how could you be so heartless? Because I'm picking up the energy here. You were surrounded by people that were corrupted by greed, that were corrupted by competition, where instead of seeing teamwork, these people see competition. Something is going on here where, like, literally the image that spirit is showing me is like a child. Do you guys know in a movie where a child is, you know, like a baby is not aware of where the baby or the child is not aware of the danger, and then there's always like a spirit guide helping the baby and stuff like that, where the baby, for example, falls into the water, and then there's like a big banana leaf that is, you know, like that the wind is blowing so that the baby falls into the banana leaf instead of the water, and then there's like crocodiles around the baby, and the crocodiles want to get the baby, but then there's like a stork that takes the baby. That's what I'm being brought to. Something about wow. Okay, I'm gonna say it. You either had a very beautiful childhood and you don't know what jealousy, or you okay. I pick up two energies, okay? For some of you guys, wow, okay. Your spirit guides are here. So for some of you guys, I pick up you had a very beautiful childhood, and because you had a very beautiful childhood, certain things such as jealousy and greed, you don't know these things, or competition. These are not words that really make sense to you or really mean anything to you. It's like almost as if these words are not in your vocabulary. Does that make sense? Because your childhood, you were so happy in your childhood that you never really experienced these things. Or I'm also hearing you were raised, like for some of you guys, I'm hearing your parents raised you well. I'm gonna be honest, okay? And that's the reason why you don't know these things such as like greed and jealousy and competition and stuff like that, and foul play. You're not familiar with that energy because there was something in your childhood that prevented you from, you know, like being exposed to that energy. Or this is, I'm just gonna say it for others of you. I'm also picking up here. Give me a moment, okay? Because I have to find the right words here. Wow. Okay, I'm just gonna say it for others of you. You have for others of you, I feel like you have a very healed inner child. Even if your childhood was fucked up, I feel like you did something at some point in your life that was healing your, because the Sun card for me feels like your inner child, something about where you've done a lot of inner child healing, so you are not prone to become jealous or insecure. Like, even if you are insecure, it's not like you attack other people. So what I'm trying to say is you are not familiar with that energy. So just because you are not familiar with foul play and jealousy and competition does not mean that it doesn't exist. Does that make sense? So in your world, it doesn't exist, but in this world, it does exist. And I feel like Spirit has been exposing to you what happens when people get jealous, what happens when people see competition, what happens when people become greedy, okay? Because almost as if you didn't believe in those concepts, okay? And I feel like this has been going on for years, okay? Let me get one more card what this is about. I cannot put my finger on it. For some of you guys, I'm hearing your soul is very new on earth, and that's why you don't know these like concepts, okay? Why is the Sun card here, please? So Spirit basically has been exposing darkness to you. Spirit has been exposing the darkness to you. Okay. Wow. I hear so much right now. Okay. You know how some people... Okay, this is your reading is very ethereal. I'm just gonna say it for some of you guys with the 5th house right here. It's a beautiful card. I don't know how much you can see. For some of you guys, I'm hearing that you still remember a lot from the spirit realm. Like before we incarnate to Earth, we are in the spirit realm, and I feel like a lot of people, they forget a lot about the spirit realm. You know, when your spirit comes back, when your spirit enters a body, there's a lot of, you know, like you basically like you forget a lot about, you know, how life was when you were just a spirit. Okay, so you still remember how life was in a different lifetime, or you still remember how life was when you were just a spirit, or on the other side. And on the other side, there's no such thing as jealousy and competition and stuff like that. So basically what I'm trying to say is Spirit has been exposing a lot of people and a lot of secrets to you.
Pile number 3, if this is not about you being exposed to secrets about other people, or you seeing people's true colors and stuff like that, and finding out the truth about certain people and who they really are and what their intentions really are, this could even be an energy, because I feel an energy of plot twists. I feel like, oh my god, I'm hearing your spirit guide saying no more plot twists, or the cycle that is ending in your life is about no more secrets and no more plot twists. So you could have felt like there have been a lot of plot twists in your life. Again, if it's not about other people, this is about yourself, where you have been realizing something big about yourself, or you have been realizing something about yourself that you didn't tell other people. Let's say, for example, you've always told yourself you're going to be a nurse. This has been the plan for you the last 5 years, that you want to become a nurse. You know, this was like you were very, very certain about that, and all of a sudden you question that path, or the universe is leading you in a different direction. But everybody around you thinks, oh, pile number 3 is going to become a nurse, but in secret you are doubting this direction, or in secret you are contemplating about changing your direction, changing your career. So basically in that energy you keep yourself a secret, or you keep kind of like a secret about yourself to yourself, and you don't tell people about it. This is what I'm trying to say. So kind of like an energy where you have been in a secretive energy, because you have been, you know, you had to kind of like calm down from the initial shock, or the shock that you get from a plot twist, like, oh my god, you know, all my life I thought I'm going to become a nurse, and all of a sudden, I don't want to become a nurse, and like it takes me by surprise. Like this change takes me by surprise, and before I tell other people about it, it's kind of like I have to digest that information myself, or I have to kind of like recover from that shock, or recover from that plot twist that is happening within me, that change that is happening within me. I have to kind of like I have to deal with it on my own before I can openly talk about my change of heart, my change of plans. I'm seeing somebody, for example, receiving the information that they are pregnant, but before they tell people that they are pregnant, it's like somebody who gets like a positive pregnancy test. And just to explain the energy that I pick up here, this is kind of like an energy where someone receives a positive pregnancy test, and it's kind of like it's a plot twist. Maybe this was not even planned. So I do feel like there was a lot of like change of plans, change of heart, plot twists in your life. May that be internally, where again you were very certain about you're living in this country for the rest of your life, and all of a sudden there's a change of heart and you want to move to a different country, but you didn't see that coming. So all of a sudden you have to throw all your plans out of the window, and you didn't see that coming, you were not prepared for it, and it's kind of like a shock initially to your system, or oh my god, I didn't see that change coming my way. So yeah, I'm being brought to somebody who has like a positive pregnancy test, and they're like, their hands are shaking, and it's kind of like an initial shock, like, oh my god, I didn't see this coming. But before you tell other people about it, maybe you are secretive about you being pregnant. Does that make sense? So it's kind of like a person who keeps their pregnancy a secret, because it's kind of like, oh my god, I have to kind of like digest that information myself first before I openly talk to other people about it. So that could also be another reason why you felt a strong need to hide, or not speak, or keep certain things about yourself a secret, or where you just had like a strong need to maybe even isolate, or you had a strong need to maybe listen more than you speak. Maybe you also felt like you want to listen more to people instead of you telling people your business or speaking a lot. So you could have been less talkative the last couple of months and weeks, because instead of talking you were more so observing, or again you were recovering, or I'm picking up the energy of someone recovering from a shock, from like a shock of change of plans, plot twists, even be an energy where you accept that I don't know, like you don't want to work in a certain department anymore. But to admit that to yourself would mean that you would have to learn or go back to school and learn something all over again. Does that make sense? Where you learned something in school, you realize that's not what you want to do for the rest of your life. But to admit that to yourself is a big step, or it's kind of like a harsh truth, or it's kind of like an ugly truth, because it means that you need to start all over again and go back to school again and become a student again, and kind of like change the way you thought or the way you saw yourself 5 years from now. So it's kind of like your future looks completely different, because you realized you don't want to walk in that direction. You don't want to become a nurse. You actually want to become a professional dancer or whatever, or the other way around. So it's kind of like, whoa, I have to adjust. I have to digest that information. This could even be an energy where you digest information first by yourself before you are open about it to other people. Does that make sense? Where you come to, for example, you come to the conclusion you don't want to have children, or you come to the conclusion that you do want to have children, but it's kind of like it's a big shake-up, because all your life you thought, I'm never going to have children, and all of a sudden you have this desire to have children, but you have to first admit it to yourself before you maybe admit it to your partner, or before you even act upon that idea. There's something about admitting something to yourself and finding peace with that, and finding peace within you that you admitted something to yourself before you can bring it out into the world. Before you can talk about this topic, you have to find peace with it yourself. Does that make sense? So it's kind of like you admit to yourself, like, hey, I want to quit my job, before you even, tell other people that you're going to quit your job, or that you're going to completely change your profession. It's a big step to even admit that to yourself. That's what it feels like to me here in energy, kind of like digesting it, admitting it to yourself, becoming comfortable with that idea, becoming comfortable with, you know, seeing your future differently than 2 years ago, you know, like where you kind of like see, okay, my future's going to look different because I'm going to change my profession, which I didn't know that this would happen. It's kind of like a plot twist, kind of like adjusting to a plot twist that you didn't see coming. That's what it feels like to me here. And you're done admitting it and adjusting, and you are now ready for this new chapter. I really know that saying the truth will first hurt you, but then it will set you free. And I feel like you were in the energy of like the truth hurts. But it's kind of like you digested some type of truth, some type of ugly truth, some type of secret being exposed to you, whatever that means to you. And I feel like it's kind of like the initial shock when you find out, oh, this person is, you know, like cheating on you, and then you have to kind of like recover and digest it mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, before you like really kind of like almost as if you are so in shock that you have to kind of like adjust to that truth, or you have to adjust to you being exposed to that type of energy or to that type of truth. And then it takes a few months or a few weeks for you to kind of like really find foot with that new reality or with that new knowledge. Okay, this is kind of like growing pains. This is kind of like, you know, the initial shock of you finding something out, and it kind of like shakes up like your whole, I don't know, the way you see yourself, or the way you see family, or the way you see friendships, or the way you look at the past 3 years. It looks completely different from that type of angle. Then to take action upon this conclusion that you have within you, or to really fully live out your truth. Kind of like, okay, well, how will people act when I start to speak the truth, or when I start to walk differently and talk differently, because I no longer want to sugarcoat what I think, or do you know what I mean? So it's kind of like an adjustment period. I feel like you have been in an adjustment energy of like adjusting to, I don't know, like a new way of living, or how people react to the new you, or adjusting to again, some type of harsh truth, or some type of like reality checkup. I know this is gonna sound weird, but you guys know that I like to use metaphors and pictures, so you really, you know, understand and even understand with your imagination and with pictures in your mind what I mean. So you guys know when you take a bite of something and you chew, so there's a process of chewing on that truth, or chewing on that secret that just got exposed to you, or chewing on that, you know, you admitting something to yourself. So you're chewing it and then you swallow it. So I feel like the process of you chewing on something, or kind of like an energy where you chew something and you swallow it, and then the body has to digest it before you can eat in the next meal, or before you can put the second bite of food. Before you can take the second bite of food into your mouth, you have to first like chew on it and then swallow it. That's what I'm picking up here, but I feel like it's something with your heart, where, you know, your heart had to kind of like chew on something and swallow it, so that your heart is opened for the next thing. I feel like it has something to do with your heart was really affected, or your heart chakra was really affected by that. Maybe your heart chakra was completely closed off because it took for you to admit something to yourself, or it took for you to, again, adjust to something, or to kind of like to kind of digest some type of plot twist, and your heart was shutting down, or your heart was completely closed off in that process as you were digesting information, secrets, you know, the truth behind something, you know. And it's kind of like your heart is now opening up again, because again, it's kind of like, you know, you chewed on it, you swallowed it, the body digested it, and now you're ready for the next meal or the next bite of food, if that makes sense. Okay, now this is future me pie number 3, and I feel like the next things that I'm about to tell you in this reading, that could actually be your spirit guides, you know, giving you a full circle moment, or exposing some type of secret to you about yourself, or about your destiny, or about your future. So whatever I'm about to tell you in the next clip, again, I do feel like this reading is supposed to be like, I don't know, the last puzzle piece for a lot of you guys, or something about almost as if this reading is symbolically for, the last plot twist or the last piece of information, or you actually being exposed to a blind spot about yourself. So for some of you guys, because I picked up a strong energy of like you not really knowing this about yourself, or you not even being aware of your impact on other people. Okay, so here we go. I might expose like a blind spot to you, which is kind of like a secret being exposed, but your spirit guides are like, that's the last secret, or that's the last plot twist, or there's no more plot twist or secret for a while, because I feel like you've gone through a lot. You've gone through a lot of changes mentally, emotionally, or spiritually, or financially, or internally, because of these plot twists and because of all these secrets that have been exposed to you. And your spirit guides are like, no, part number 3 needs a break from plot twists and secrets and surprises and stuff like that.
For others of you, you have a future where you are meant to be in the spotlight. Okay, for some of you guys, you were meant to be in the spotlight, or okay, I'm just gonna say it. For some of you guys, I'm picking up a strong energy here where the universe has a big destiny for you, or something about where you were meant to be somehow in the spotlight, or you were meant to be seen by a lot of people, or you were meant to lead a group, or you were meant to make like a big change. Okay, but you need to be aware. I'm hearing you need to be aware of foes. Like you need to know who is a snake, or who can be trusted and who cannot be trusted. Okay, or you need to know like how to read people's aura. It's like somewhat's important for your future, or it's important for your destiny. That's what it feels like to me here. Okay, with the Queen of Wands and the Sun card, this to me feels like, again, something about where you are a natural born leader. You are naturally supposed to be in the spotlight, or again, something about you were meant to lead a group of people, or you were meant to lead a group of friends, or something about where your judgment will be very, very important in the future. Does that make sense? Like I'm being brought to how you have the intuition to tell a person who they can trust and who they cannot trust. It almost as if you are saving a person's life in the future, because you can decipher a snake from a dove. You can decipher who can be trusted and who cannot be trusted. Okay, that's what I'm picking up here. This is crazy. Okay, Spirit has given you the gift of revealing secrets, or seeing secrets, or kind of like, can I also say something? I also pick up the energy here where you have an aura where people expose themselves without noticing it. Like there was once a situation in my life where I was outside with a friend, and this person said to me, I feel like you are a priest, because every time I'm around you I cannot lie. Or she said something about like in my presence she cannot lie, but she was like honest to tell me that. This isn't there a movie called isn't there a movie where people cannot lie? Oh wow. Okay, this is bonkers what I'm picking up here. Okay, your destiny is to expose lies wherever you go. Wherever you go, your destiny is to expose lies. Wow. Your destiny is to expose lies. Your destiny is to expose lies that people say, almost as if people cannot lie in your presence, or when you are in a situation, the truth comes out. Just with your energy, just with your aura, I pick up like you are on planet Earth with a mission. Let me say it like that. And I see a white light around you. I'm gonna be very, 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 very honest here. I see a white light around you. Okay. I remember how I once read somewhere that, you know, the halo that Jesus is drawn with is actually like a reflection of the sun. But it also stands for, kind of like the sun stands for the truth being out, or nothing is hidden. So basically what I'm trying to say is we live in a society that is full of lies, right? and you have the mission to bring truth wherever you go. You are supposed to expose the lies of people and expose the bullshit of people, not even in a way where you want to air somebody's dirty laundry, but just because when a person is in front of you, they become aware of their own lies, and it's like it frees them, like almost as if you free people just with your presence. Or again, you are like it's like you clean, wherever you go, you clean lies and things that are hidden. Wow, I never felt this energy before. It's very, wow. It's very different. Okay. It's like you are a truth teller, and sometimes people don't like the truth and then they start to attack you. Okay. But again, at the same time, there's also something about you saving a person's life in the future. I don't know what this means, guys, okay? There's a particular person or multiple people, and you save this person's life, or you save them from misery or sadness, or just because you say the truth. You save them from marrying the wrong person just because you say the truth. You save them from putting big money into something and losing everything just because you say the truth, or just because you spot a snake. This is like almost as if you are here to like save or guide or protect people. Okay, this is crazy what I pick up here. Almost as if there was this blind spot. I almost want to say people already saw this light around you. Like I'm seeing your aura, and your aura is white. Like it's a white light around you. That's what I'm picking up here. Pile number 3, I was being brought to the age of Aquarius. So I almost want to say you're part of like, I'm basically hearing you're part of a new earth. That's why you feel so confused with how earth is right now. I'm hearing you're part of a new earth, or let's say, for example, I don't know, like 200 years from now, earth is gonna look different, but you are one of the first ones to live life differently. And that's how people will live 200 years from now. Does that make sense? There's something, I told you, your energy is very like ethereal, very like, wow. wow, okay? But yeah, it says new moon and Aquarius open up to change. So pick up like a strong energy where spirit has been telling you, don't open up to people, or don't trust this person, or something about where you felt the strong need to hide. But I also feel like it was your spirit guides like protecting you until you are ready for the spotlight, or until you are ready for this big destiny, or until you are ready to move into your new chapter. Okay, something about like whatever this exposure was, whoever was like exposing themselves and who they truly are, this was very heavy for your heart. Okay, even if you feel like you are over it mentally, your heart went through like, this is like a betrayal that is, wow, this is like, wow. Okay, and then we have the card, you not yet give yourself time, you're still healing, growing and learning. So spirit is like, they have been keeping you hidden so you can heal from this betrayal, or that you can heal. It's kind of like a reality check, or you get like a shock. It's kind of like where you believe one thing and then your whole world, your whole life completely changes because a lie is being exposed to you. This to me feels like where someone believes their parents are their parents and then they find out that they got adopted. It's like, what the freak is going on here? How do I function from now on? Okay, that's what it feels like to me here. Okay, something about where spirit wanted you to be hidden. Can I also say another thing? For some of you guys, again, you have the destiny to be in the spotlight, or to be seen by people, or to speak to a lot of people. Like even if you are not meant to be in the spotlight, I feel like you're meant to talk to a lot of people, or you are meant to travel and talk to a lot of people. Okay, so you're exposed to a lot of people, traveling everywhere, talking to a lot of people, maybe even the family of your spouse your spouse's family could be really, really big. Does that make sense? Where there could even be an energy where spirit has given you a lot of time to be by yourself or to not be exposed to so many people, because the next chapter of your life is you being exposed to a bunch of people. Does that make sense? Let's say, for example, you think of a scale, and in order to balance that energy out, because spirit knows pile number 3 is going to talk to a lot of people, pile number 3 is going to help a lot of people, pile number 3 is going to travel the world and talk to a lot of people, so you are exposed to a lot of energy, right? And because they know, like, socializing and being with people and traveling and stuff like that, being in the spotlight, whatever that means to you, or you were even meant to have a big friend circle, but all these things like socializing, having a big friend circle and stuff like that, it's beautiful, but it's also very draining. So in order to balance the scale of your hectic life or your life in the middle of a crowd of people, in order to balance that out, because spirit knows what your future looks like, right? That you are going to be part of a big family. Your spouse has like I don't know, like 6 siblings, 5 siblings. There's always like family gatherings. So spirit already knows you're going to be surrounded by a bunch of people all the time, and you're supposed to, because you have a huge impact. Your aura is so strong that you literally change people's life, okay? So they already know that, which is the reason in order to balance the scale, they give you a lot of time to be in isolation to balance the scale, right? So now you have a lot of time in isolation. You gain a lot of energy because you're going to need it for all this, like meeting different people and talking to different people. I feel like you're supposed to be surrounded by a lot of people. That's what I'm picking up here, okay? Or this is just, you know, where your destiny is going to lead you to. But get one more card. What chapter is ending for pile number 3? What chapter is ending for pile number 3? Look at that. 5 of Swords. Yeah. I'm hearing all cards on the table. Poker face. Okay. You know what the funny thing is? I feel like you've learned to have a good poker face, or you've learned to really, again, you have like the strongest bullshit radar. Okay. And it's somehow very significant. You're supposed to save or help people or tell people the truth, or kind of like where you tell a person, I don't have a good feeling with this man. And turns out that this man really was not good for her. Like, you're literally here to protect people. Okay? You're here to protect people. Almost as if spirit uses you to protect people. Okay, but you had to go through your own fair share of bullshit. Okay, so you can spot the signs, like the signs of a narcissist, or the signs of this, the signs of that. Does that make sense? That's what I'm being brought to. Okay, I'm also hearing undefeated. I don't know why I'm hearing that. But yeah, all cards on the table. There's no more secrets. What chapter is ending for pile number 3? Before we go to your new chapter. Yes, the devil. Wow, you conquered the devil. You spotted I'm hearing the devil's in the details, and you found out what the devil is. I'm just gonna say that I'm also hearing angels don't live in hell, is what I'm hearing. I don't know why. Okay. You're here to heal. You're here to bring peace to families, to people, to friendships. You're here to guide people to marry the right person. You're here to protect people's pregnancy. Like, I'm just saying. Wow. I'm shocked right now. I'm very, 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 very shocked. Like, you have a big mission here. You have a big, big mission on Earth, okay? So let's look at, and maybe that mission also was exposed to you recently, like what your mission really is. It's no longer a secret. Maybe that reading is like, you know, the exposure, like the last secret. What is your mission, or what was this really all about? Okay, so let's look at your new chapter in life. Okay. Pile number 3, let's talk about your new chapter, okay? This new life, this new reality. So, first of all, you developed a very strong bullshit radar. You developed a very strong feeling of who is good and who is not good, who can be trusted, who cannot be trusted. Something about you. I feel like Spirit wanted you to develop the strongest intuition possible, because again, people will rely on your intuition in the future. Even if it's just one person who says, do you think I should go to the doctor? I have a weird feeling with my pregnancy. And you say, yes, go to the doctor immediately, because your intuition is so strong. And that was like really, you really, you know, like protected this person's pregnancy. Does that make sense? Like, this is very like, wow, almost as if you agreed upon protecting people or protecting a particular person. Maybe you have even like a soul contract with a person. You agreed upon protecting people. When you came to Earth, when you were born, you were chosen to protect people, or you were chosen to tell the truth or bring the truth to a situation. This is freaking crazy. I'm gonna say it. Okay. That's what I'm picking up here. You are supposed to protect people. And that's why you had to go through these things. Okay. Because I feel like you were not, this is so weird, but I feel like you were not familiar with that energy. Okay, so it's not even anything personal, this whole betrayal that you've gone through. I mean, you know, it kind of is, or I don't want to, you know, discredit that or take that away from you. Probably, you know, there was a lot of bullshit happening in your life. But what I'm trying to say is, it's kind of like you have the energy of an angel, or like a protector. That's what it feels like to me. I'm gonna be honest. I'm just gonna say it. Okay, so let's look at your new chapter. Okay. All right. And again, when I say angel, I'm not saying that you're perfect. I'm just saying that you protect people. That's what I mean when I say that. Okay. So we have here, last quarter moon in Aquarius, reflect on your priorities. And then we have as innocent as a dove, you can trust this person. Then we have here, don't respond to this person, their energy is unhealthy and destructive, ignore. Okay, so the next chapter of your life, again, you have like to me this feels like, it really to me feels like, because we have the Six of Cups here, I'm not gonna, you know, hold back. We have the Six of Cups here, and we also have the Love card here. So again, I feel like, and then we have as innocent as a dove, you can trust this person. So pile number 3, I feel like the next chapter of your life is all about you meeting people that have like a very innocent, trustworthy energy to them. Oh my God, okay. Okay, can I say it? I pick up an energy here where you have a very naive, gullible nature, and when I say that, that's something very, very beautiful, almost as if you are untouched by, you know, the bullshit in society. And I feel like your soul tribe is people that are naive, but not in a way, it's kind of like they still have their innocence. They don't see the bad stuff because they have this innocent energy to them. So I almost want to say where Spirit chose you to protect like these people. These are new people that are coming in. This is your soul tribe. Okay, listen. You're going to be the leader of your soul tribe, okay? You're going to be the leader of your friend group, people that you have not yet met, okay? You're going to protect your future spouse's mother in the future. You're going to protect your future spouse in the future. You're going to protect your friend's mother in the future, okay? You are, Spirit chose you in a group because just imagine it's a friend group and everybody has a different part in the friend group. You are the protector. Spirit chose you to protect people, okay? So I feel like now that you've learned all these lessons about, you know, secrets, now you learned all these lessons about trusting your intuition. I did talk about that on Patreon if you chose that pile about learning to trust your intuition. Now that you learned all these lessons, you are now ready to guide people, to protect people. Okay, it's kind of like a security guard or like a bodyguard, but they have to like they have to know like it's kind of like a lifeguard that has to know what to do in like dangerous situations, or that's what I'm being brought to. And now that you've learned that lesson, now your soul tribe is coming to you. Now you meet your true love and your future spouse. Now you meet like your soul tribe. Now Spirit is giving you the green light to open up to people, to meet people, to welcome new people into your life, okay? That's what I'm being brought to, okay? Because you're going to be the one that says, hey, don't do that. Hey, be careful. You can trust this person. You cannot trust this person, okay? You now know how to protect your friendships. You now know how to protect marriages, your relationship and stuff like that, okay? Strong energy here where Spirit is saying the next chapter of your life is all about like having fun with people, going out with people, meeting with people, having deep conversations with people again. I told you, you will be around a lot of people, or you will be in social gatherings a lot where you share all your wisdom with people. It's kind of like the energy where in the spiritual community, there's like this underlying energy where people pretend that it's all love and light when it's not, because there's also a dark side to everything. So Spirit had to kind of like a yin yang type of situation. Spirit had to kind of like show you yin and yang. Does that make sense? Okay, and I feel like now you're ready to go back to the light. Okay, because you know about the darkness. Now you know how to navigate in the darkness, and you know how to lead people out of the darkness, or to protect people from the darkness, whatever the heck that means, okay? Whatever the heck darkness means. This could be narcissism. This could mean like, you know, the danger of, you know, self-destruction, you know, the danger of, you know, alcohol, whatever it is. Next chapter of your life is about you having deep conversations with people, how your words heal people, okay? You going on dates with people. You're traveling with people. You're supposed to be around people, believe it or not. You're supposed to be around people that are maybe a little bit, again, naive, or that are fragile, okay? So you are the protector in your soul tribe. Okay? So the next chapter of your life is all about you meeting your true love and your future spouse. You having long conversations, looking people in the eye, telling people what you've gone through, okay? Telling people how you really feel, guiding people into the right direction, sharing your intuition with people, sharing love with people. Let me get one more card here. Okay, the next chapter of your life is all about friendship, all about relationship. For some of you guys, it's also about motherhood, like having your own children, okay? See. Your next chapter is all about romance. It's like the energy where you've done the hard work and now it's time for fun and play. Okay, I'm also hearing, because we have the card here climbing, we also have the card here consequences, and I'm hearing, when will you learn that your actions have consequences? That's what I'm hearing here, okay? And it's funny because the 11th house is also the house of friendship, or the house of fame and fortune, I believe. Okay, so I feel like you're gonna be known to be the one with the strongest intuition, or the one that protects everybody, or the one that, you know, always has an answer. Okay, let's see, one more card. What is the next chapter? What is the next chapter of pile number 3's life all about? We have here parting ways, either romance or business. Yeah, for others of you, this is about how certain people go out of your life, and it's kind of like an energy where fake love leaves your life and true love comes to you. And then you can guide people about fake and true love because you've gone through it. Okay, and when I say fake and true love, I'm not just talking about romantically, but also in every area of life, okay? One more. What is the next chapter for pile number 3 about? So I feel like the next chapter of your life is going to be very romantic. Like, I keep picking up the energy of you looking deep into people's eyes, or something about where you fall back in love with humanity, or you fall back in love with people, because it's almost like, oh man, you know, I don't like people, or I cannot trust people, or, you know, like, what kind of world is this? What kind of society is that? But then you create your own little secret society. And when I say that, I mean just like your own, you know, friend circle, or kind of like your new, almost as if you create a new world, or like a new world within this world. oh, I'm hearing you create a world or a bubble where everything is like harmonious. Like there's so much chaos in the world, right? But it's kind of like you create harmony, or like a bubble of harmony with the people that are around you. So even if like this earth is like full of destruction and chaos, I'm hearing a little place of heaven, or how do you call it? Like, yeah, a little place that you call heaven. So you basically create heaven on earth. Okay, that's what it feels like to me here with the people around you. I want to get one more card here for the Six of Cups. So yeah, I feel like you are about to fall in love, or you are about to meet like the kindest, sweetest people that you've ever met, and you're gonna be so shocked about how kind and sweet people are, and you know, like how much people love you and how much love you can even, almost as if you didn't know how much love you are able to feel. Like it's like the energy when a child is born, you know, when some people give birth to a child and they're like, I've never felt so much love in my entire life. That's what I'm picking up here, where you feel so much love in your heart for the people that you meet. Falling in love with so many people. Again, you fall in love with their personality, with their... Because I feel like people are art. Like when you look at people, the way that they dress, the way that they talk, what kind of music they listen to, their favorite color, it's kind of like every human is an art piece, you know, like a unique art piece. And I feel like you're falling in love with one person after the other, but in a way where it's like your soul tribe, your soul family. I feel like you're gonna feel you're gonna feel blessed with friendship and love. That's what I'm picking up here. You're gonna feel like I was so blessed by the gods with love and friendship here, because we have the Wheel of Fortune. That's what I'm picking up here. Okay. I do feel like there's new soulmates coming into your life. You're gonna experience the magic of soulmates, the magic of... I'm also hearing the magic of new beginnings. Okay. We also have the Tower here. It says solid foundation, success with effort. Also hearing you're gonna experience the magic of teamwork. So I almost want to say the next chapter of your life is also about how you experience success with people. Okay. Something about... you achieving something in a teamwork, kind of like where you and your best friend manifest something together. So it's not just you manifest something on your own, or you succeeded on your own, or you achieved something on your own. This is like you and your best friend achieving your dream body. So it's kind of like you share this success story with a person. So I feel like for a lot of you guys, your next chapter again is all about love, all about friendships, all about you meeting people, talking to people, having the most beautiful conversations until 5 a.m. in the morning with the most, you know, the sweetest people on earth. As well as for some of you guys, in case you do have a business or you are career oriented, I pick up here how you're going to experience a lot of success, but with a person. So it's kind of like you and another person, you guys work on something together. So it's kind of like you're manifesting with people, okay? Or something about where you realize that you manifesting with a person brings something faster to you, or you achieving a lot more because you have help. Or others of you, pile number 3, I did talk about that in a different reading, but I almost want to say for others of you, this was about you discovering a secret in general, kind of like a secret medicine or a secret healing method, or kind of like a secret way of making money, where you had to find that secret. But it feels to me, it feels like a dark chapter in your life, or finding the secret in the dark. It's kind of like finding the needle in a haystack, because your intuition is so strong. Spirit gave you kind of like where your spirit guides knew you would find the answer, and maybe spirit also knows that another person, their intuition is not strong enough to find the answer. So I almost want to say your chapter feels like you have a soul contract, or you have a destiny with another person. So whatever you learn, or any secret that has been exposed to you, again, secret medicine, secret healing technique, a secret way of making money. This could even be small things, so just like growing your hair back, kind of like a secret formula to grow your hair back. And the person that you have a soul contract with, because I feel like this is an energy where your destiny is connected to another person's destiny, and I feel like that's your next chapter, kind of like how you see how your destiny is connected to another person's destiny, or something about your destiny is unfolding right in front of your eyes, but again it's connected to another person's soul. I feel like it's a new connection in your life, it's a new friend, it's a new business partner, it's a new, you know, relationship. And whatever secret you have been finding, you know, is something that they need to know. So you found the secret medicine that your future partner needs to know. You found the secret healing technique that your future best friend or your future friend or your future acquaintance needs. Does that make sense? So whatever secret you has been revealed to you, it is somehow connected to the other person's destiny. Okay, for a lot of you guys, I feel like it's your future spouse, or it's like your spirit guides are here. Strong confirmation for future spouse energy. Again, for others of you, this is like how you recommend something to your future spouse's mom or dad. Okay, so it's a lot about like how the past is directly connected to the future. So nothing is ever random, or nothing ever happens randomly, or for example, where you feel like, oh, this chapter in my life has nothing to do with the next chapter. It does a lot. Okay, that's what it feels like to me here. But again, this is about you having a contract, or you having a destiny with another person. You guys were meant to meet, but you were also meant to, you know, find some type of secret, find out a secret, expose a secret. Okay, something along those lines. To somehow save a person, heal a person. Your next chapter is about your destiny with, you know, the person that you were destined to be with, the person that you were destined to live with, the person that you were destined to have children with, okay? The person that you were destined to celebrate success with, the person that you were destined to make your bridesmaid, or your, do you call it your bridesmaid or whatever? Your godmother. That's what I'm picking up here, okay? Or kind of like, this is supposed to be like the auntie of your future children, okay? But time number 3, that's all I have for you guys. I hope you like this reading. I'm going to see you in my next one, and I wish you a lovely day. Bye.